Talking about real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, David. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, July 24th, and it's 21st. I'm Tori. I'm here with Lindsay and Erica, and it's Ladies' Day. I'm very excited for it. How are you both?
It is Ladies' Day.
It's Ladies' Day. Good? Feeling good?
I feel good. You guys look great.
You look great.
I'm trying.
We all look great. That's great. All right, let's get started because I'm sure you're all worried about this. The Delta variant, let's talk about it. It's getting super serious. The CDC is now saying it accounts for a whopping 83% of new COVID infections. Now, some experts are saying it's time to mask up again, even if you're vaccinated. Check out this clip from Anderson Cooper.
You know, I know that if you're fully vaccinated like you and I are, our risk of both getting sick and transmitting it to our children is low. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of infection, or if you're worried about that risk of transmission, then wearing a mask, especially in indoor settings when you go out, is the right thing to do. That's what I do.
Okay, so are you both ready to mask up again? How do you feel? We've got some strong stats here, just so you guys know. Life expectancy in the U.S. has fallen by 1.5 years in 2020 because of COVID. That's the largest since World War II. So we're seeing dramatic impact. What do you think about masks, Lindsay?
I think it's frustrating because before the summer, we were listening to Joe Biden speak and say, by July 4th, we can be maskless at these 4th of July barbecues. And now we're actually in the summer and we're hearing these messages of mask back up again. I mean, I literally just got off the phone with my doctor and she was like, still wear a mask at the grocery store. She's like,
you're pregnant. Do you wear masks?
Well, I felt a little bit freer during this time, to be honest, that I can walk around and feel a little safe, especially because we were all moving forward because I've been vaccinated. But it's like now, you know, I want to protect my kid. I want to pass the antibodies to my child, but it still is like frustrating to know that the whole world is back to lockdown. And I had a close friend, just cancel a trip to Europe because of restrictions that are just piling up. So it feels like last year all over again.
Well, I was in LA this weekend and the mask mandate came back at midnight on Sunday. So we literally went up to the hotel room and then when we came back down, everyone was supposed to be in masks that morning. So, but also being in California, I'm like, this is like a different planet. Like the conversations that were being had, like a lot of people, you know, California, a lot of people are not getting vaccinated. There are people who are just completely feeling like this is a political issue. I just, you know, at this point, I'm done having the conversation with people. Like, it's a personal choice. And if people are choosing not to get vaccinated, then that's their choice. And I understand that some people find it selfish. Some people find it, you know, a political thing. Some people think that it's just a humanitarian thing to do. But whatever your stance is, it's your stance, and no amount of information is going to change that for most people.
Or convince you. I completely agree. You don't want to convince anyone. I still think that's why we need, if you want all or nothing with 80% of human herd immunity, you need all or nothing. And right now we aren't there, so we have nothing. So if you want all, I think there has to be a mandate. I know a lot of you disagree with me, but that's my point of view. All right, speaking of COVID, Fox News has been one of the biggest platforms for skeptics and even critics of the COVID vaccine, some even spreading misinformation. But now Fox sounds like it's changing its tune. So check out this clip from Fox and Friends.
People who are pregnant are reluctant to get it before the baby comes, and so there are people. But everybody else, if you have the chance, get the shot. But if you save your life. Well,
Steve Doocy encouraging people to do so. Even more surprising to some, what was said was that Sean Hannity had to say about the vaccine on his show earlier this week. Let's take a look at that.
Please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died. We don't need any more deaths. Research like crazy. Talk to your doctor, your doctors, medical professionals you trust. And it absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science of vaccination.
Wow. Okay, so many people on Fox have always said, go get the vaccine, but there's certain people, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Hannity, that have been or had guests on that were at least incredibly anti-vaccinated or anti-vax. I heard through the DC grapevine that the White House has been in contact with Fox News and has asked to have the misinformation stop. I wonder if that's what's happening here. What do you think, Linz?
I mean, that's a large thing to say, because I think that many White Houses have asked Fox News to change different tunes. So, I mean, if that actually happened, then that's interesting. But I also think it's just people staring at like selfishness and the reality of us being in lockdown all over again. And so these people are real humans. Fox is a real company. And we all saw the damage that it did to a lot of companies, specifically media companies, trying to figure out with advertisers dropping and changing their budgets, providing different dollars for advertisements. I think that they are just like, okay, we can't really shut down again, so we need to stop playing a little bit and tell people to get vaccinated. Because if you see what's going on in Europe and different places, you can see that that's exactly what we were looking at a year ago. And if that happens over here again, we're going to be back on Zoom and doing the show. And that it just doesn't, that's not the format of many television shows.
Right, and in fact, at Fox, you have to voluntarily disclose your vaccination, or you have to wear a mask. So all those people that have been having those guests are all vaccinated. I just want everyone to know that.
Right. You know, there are people who absolutely did not get the vaccine because they heard from Tucker Carlson
1,000%.
or Hannity.
1,000%.
And I'm always so like, always pay attention. Like, first of all, when everything went down, I was like, I know everyone's like, okay, she's going crazy, because I was like, get cash out of the thing, do this, do that, like, survive. And like, you know, that's just my like go-to.
Of course.
But I was looking at the next echelon, and that's the thing. We never look at what other people are doing versus what they're saying.
Yep.
I was always looking at what people were doing. They were taking money out of the stock market. They were not doing purchases that they previously, you know, big purchases they previously had planned to do. There were all of these movements happening in corporations. You need to pay attention to what the next level and the level above is doing. Always, not what they're saying. Because if you are going to have guests on to perpetuate the idea that vaccines are unsafe or they are unnecessary, but you're vaccinated.
Exactly.
But you got vaccinated.
Yeah.
So why'd you get vaccinated?
That's right.
So it's all who and you got vaccinated?
That's right.
Okay, then I'm getting vaccinated too.
That's exactly
That
right.
is criminal.
Oh, man, let us know what you all think. It is interesting to see the turn. We do want to give a big DBL shout-out to the Bucks, huh? Milwaukee, if you didn't know, they won the NBA championship last night for the first time in 50 years. Tens of thousands of Milwaukee fans took to the streets to celebrate the big win. And check out MVP Giannis, who put up, no, I'm not kidding, 50 points in the game. He was so blown away by the win, he had to take a seat after the final buzzer. I asked Siri what the Bucks score was, and she thought I was talking about the Buccaneers. Like, even Siri didn't know about the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm so happy for them. Giannis, you killed it. What'd you guys think?
Well, I'm happy that they won. The Bucks is one of the few teams that has a black owner, and she's a woman also, and so she's a part minority owner, and so I just am happy about that win.
Nice.
And many other things.
Very nice. All right, Chris Clark, our executive producer, a huge Milwaukee fan. Are you 1 to 10? Where are you right now?
10.
He's at 10.
Also, I love that Giannis said, I'm not trying to be Jordan.
I know.
And I was like, brother.
That's a whole other box.
That's
right?
a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other combo.
Are you Jordan?
Me.
No.
Don't compare me. That's right. Well, coming up on DBL, track and field icon Jackie Joyner Kersey. She's taken us back to the Summer Games when she dominated to get the gold. And will the air rage, yes, it's a new word, ever end? The self-defense moves, yep, I'm serious. Flight attendants are having to learn to take down out-of-control passengers. Ay, ay, ay.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is back with all new shows live. And this is where I'm going to push back.
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on this show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Watch the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns. I was thinking Chris Paul might kind of come out and book her and do something crazy, but Giannis with 50 points totally won. A lot of you have been asking me who's running the camera now. We don't know. So let me have the camera. Everyone. Me. Lindsay, I apologize. This is Lydia.
Hey.
Lydia, where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Arkansas. I went to college in Missouri.
And what is your favorite movie?
Honestly, like Joe writes Pride and Prejudice, probably.
Oh, I love her. I love her. Jane Austen, baby. So that's Lydia. She's our new hire. We want you all to meet her. She's lovely.
And Tori's about to be my new hire because her camera skills are on fleek. If people still say that.
On fleek. You want to know, can I say something funny? I went to the hairdresser yesterday, and she goes, I go, hey, I'm like this and this and want this. She goes, vibes. She's 21. And I go, excuse me, is that like the thing to say now?
It's like
is
your hair's vibe.
Yeah, do I say vibes now when I'm
But you
feeling
can't repeat
it?
them or you become the mom.
Yeah,
in, like,
she
those
said, please
movies.
don't ask me that. I was like, okay, sorry.
You gotta just do what feels natural.
But I like that, vibes. So that's cool.
I cannot keep up.
You can't keep up with
can't
kids.
keep up.
You just gotta,
I was doing that podcast with T.I. that was almost a year ago, and that was the first time I heard no cap, and he said it to me, and I was like, and then he said bars, and I was like,
okay, no cap means like I'm not lying, and bars means like, okay, you just spit like a really good bar. Like if your sentence was just
Mic
like
drop.
mic drop moment.
Can you say, I'm sorry, no cap, C-A-P?
No cap means I'm not lying.
But am I saying it right, no cap?
Yeah, like no baseball cap.
Oh. Hey, love you
That
guys,
was my
no
lesson.
cap.
I have a 26-year-old little brother, and so that's why I get these explanations.
No cap, no.
Eli uses the word cap all the time.
Welcome back to DBL. Can we just take a moment here to talk about what we're calling the air rage that's going on? You know what I'm talking about. The FAA is sounding the alarm, saying there's been more than 100 in-flight incidents in just the past week. Y'all, including this incident on a Frontier flight. Take a look.
Sharon, don't get in the middle of that. Don't just call the cops. Don't get in the middle of that, Sharon. I'm trying to break it up.
Hey, I'm gonna break it up right now. I'm gonna have security come beat this aircraft.
Okay, let's have a moment there. That was some serious things. I hope everyone was okay. Now some cabin crew are being taught fighting moves to take down unruly passengers, like the double ear slap, the eye poke, and the groin kick.
The double ear slap?
Guys,
this makes zero
what are we doing?
sense to me. Zero sense. First of all, our cabin crew should not be like doing
Karate.
fight scenes in the middle of the air. And then also, it's so strange to me because clearly this is a consumer who needs to fly. Like, you've been on a plane. There's probably other places in your life that you would like to go. But like, you're basically demonstrating, like, if a person was, I don't care to be in the air anytime, anywhere, ever, that are the people who are actually doing these things. You are permanently on a no-fly list.
Yeah, forever.
Like, just, I hope you have gas because you are going to need your car. Forget ever, like, ferry boats. Maybe you could, like, get on a cargo ship or something and get to another country. Like, what are you thinking? That is so short-sighted.
And also, who's waiting for you at that door? You're assaulting a FAA employee. Are you kidding me? That
Like,
you don't think
people
you're
don't
going to get
understand
caught?
anything that you do in the air is a federal crime.
Correct.
So that's why I'm not understanding.
Correct.
Like, we keep on saying people have COVID brain and everyone's outside again, and I'm like, no, it's still a federal crime. So like, if I wasn't going to commit a federal crime prior to COVID, nothing about COVID is going to make me go on a plane and smack somebody in
Is
midair.
there some truth, though, that COVID has either lost our sense of society or
No,
we're all
if
pent
you're
up?
a grown man, 30 years old, and in 31 you were locked down, if you lost your sense of self in a year that you are going to be hitting somebody or somebody who flies a plane or operates a plane in any way or sits on a plane, then you need to go to jail.
Well,
and I think the punishment should be even harsher now because
for
it's happening
sure.
so often.
You would think that people would be in a sense of more gratitude to be able to get, like, move about the cabin in the world. But, like, I mean, these are, you know, you can't, when people are stuck on stupid, that's just what
They're
it is.
stuck. I will say this. Remember when we were all like honking and howling and clapping for healthcare workers? Remember that the flight crews, they're also part of those people that are helping us get back to business. So let's give them some respect, huh? Coming up on DBL, our Beyond the Medal series continues with the one and the only Jackie Joyner Kersey, how she's still inspiring today's athletes after her success getting the gold.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. We are all so excited for the Summer Games to start this Friday. And all this week, we're chatting with former medalists to reminisce about their past glory. Earlier, we caught up with track and field star Jackie Joyner Kersey. Look at her, so chill with all those medals. That's in today's Beyond the Medal series.
When you think of track and field, 3 names might come to mind. Jackie Joyner Kersey. She's a 6-time Summer Games medalist. In the 80s, she dominated the scene as the first woman to win back-to-back gold medals in the heptathlon. To this day, it's her name in the book for the world heptathlon record she set in '88. Sports Illustrated even called her the greatest female athlete of the 20th century. As accomplished and humble as Jackie was on the field, it's what she did off the field that embraces the true spirit of the games.
Wow, we are here with the First Lady of Track and Field, Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yes!
Thank you. Here on DBL, I used to love watching you race. Now, what advice do you have for Team USA after a year-long postponement? What do you think will be the greatest challenge for them?
You know, my advice for them is to focus on what they can control and not worry about the things they cannot, and really stay protected. You know, all of them have trained so hard, and yes, it's been a year delayed, but I know they're all are eager and ready to compete. But more importantly, I want them to be safe.
You won 3 gold medals, 1 silver, 2 bronze. Where do you, first of all, why are you not wearing them right now?
Yeah, wear them, Jackie.
I would have those on at the grocery store, so we are different people. Yeah. But you know, I just want to know, like, where do you get your physical and mental strength from? Like, talk to us.
I want to believe from my parents, and my mother and father were 14 and 16 years of age when they had my brother Al first, and myself, the oldest girl, and my mother never ever talked about giving up on us or just giving in and stay committed. And so I want to believe that was the beginning, but then also going on and working with great coaches and people who saw the potential in me that I did not know that I had, and understanding that one thing is to compete physically, but you have to have the total package, and that's where the mental comes in.
I just have to ask you really quickly, where are those medals? Are they like on a trophy case? Where are they?
You know what? I lost my father 2 years ago, and he was keeping the medals, but now I just keep them, in like the nightstand. You know, those medals are 30 years old. You know, they're kind of old.
I love that.
I would hang them in the bathroom, the guest bathroom, so everyone can take pictures. I can't believe I'm talking to you. Such an icon. You competed in 4 back-to-back Summer Games. Do you have a very favorite moment from any of those?
You know what? Each one of my Olympic Games meant something to me. When I say meant something, it was a stepping stone. 84, I was picked to win my first Olympic gold medal, but I didn't. I fell short because I wasn't mentally tough. You know, I had an injury and I let the injury get the best of me. And so I trained the next 4 years saying, if God blessed me to make another Olympic team, I want to be the toughest athlete out there mentally as well as physically. So definitely winning 2 golds, but then going on and going back to back when people thought that was impossible to do. And then my final Olympic Games in Atlanta, you know, pulling it all together. I wasn't able to finish the heptathlon, but I was able to compete in the long jump and come away with a bronze medal.
Take us back to 1988 in Seoul when you set the world record in the heptathlon. What sticks out most about that win?
You know what sticks out most was that going into the high jump, you know, I knew I had patellar tendonitis and I was kind of concerned. And that's the event where you can score the most points. But luckily for me, we all didn't jump well. We only jumped, I think it was 6 feet, 1 inch. And that was really the breaking point for me to just stay steady and just execute what I had been prepared to do. And I knew from our Olympic trials, first time I could ever run 2 minutes and I think it was 20-something seconds. So I knew I had like 200 points there to gain.
Wow. Unbelievable. And Jackie, you know, you're called one of the greatest athletes of all time, and you are. So is that something that you dreamed of as a little girl? You mentioned that your mom really instilled in you determination, commitment. Did you ever envision yourself as a young girl winning gold?
You know what? Believe it or not, you know, my age group coach, high school coach, Coach Nino Fenoy, he said I had the potential, and all I wanted to do was go to the Olympics so I could be on television. I didn't dream about the gold medals or any of that. You know, that's what I wanted.
That's so honest. I feel like she should come here, be on TV,
yes,
be a panelist.
Please.
If you're ever in Denver, please feel free.
We would be honored.
We'd be honored to have you. Now, you've gone on to make a difference in your community through the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation. Talk to us all about what that means to you and what that's about.
Yes, the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation. I started my foundation work back in 1988, and it was because I came through a community center, and I lost my mom when I was a freshman in college, and I started thinking, where do the young people go? So we do door-to-door transportation from picking our students up from school, bringing them to the JJK.
Does anyone else feel more American talking to Jackie?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like a throwback. I remember like as a little kid watching the Olympics and you were so proud of your country because of you, Jackie.
The pride.
Really?
I know.
Totally
it's true. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's such an honor to speak to you, and I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your dad a couple of years ago. Our thoughts are with you. To learn more about Jackie's foundation, visit jjkfoundation.org. Jackie, thank you so much for coming on DBL. A true American hero. You're always welcome on our panel.
Thank you,
Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources, a NASA spokesperson, and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. Scam calls for sweepstakes are on the rise and older people are being targeted. So did you know the average dollar amount a person 55 and older gets scammed out of is $900 a year? That's a lot. The Georgia State Attorney's Office said they receive 20,000 scam calls a year. This has been going on since the dawn of time, and it's only getting worse, especially on cell phones. So protect yourself. Don't fall victim to these scams. Your best bet is don't answer calls if you don't know or recognize the caller. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. Make sure to look after your elderly family members and friends. Dr. Coley's on the chat.
She is?
Hi, Dr. Coley. And she writes in, hi, DBL Nation. She says, I wear a mask in public places even though I'm fully vaccinated. And I'm wondering if perhaps that's what I might start doing now.
It's just frustrating because a baby pushes up and down so much that you can't even breathe. And so like the mask is like making it even harder to breathe. But I'm gonna put it on because Dr. Coley says so.
You're the only one who I'm gonna let that slide because people are like, I can't breathe. I'm like, open your mouth.
Well said. Good
Truly,
advice,
it's hard for me to breathe.
I know. Open the mouth. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Delta variant drives a surge in coronavirus cases worldwide. Is it time to start wearing masks again? Air rage is on the rise, with brawls taking over flights. The self-defense moves workers are having to learn to take down out-of-control passengers. In today's True Crime Chronicles, a man confesses to the murders of at least 2 women in Pennsylvania, but is he actually an international serial killer?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And our Beyond the Medal series continues with swim star Dara Torres.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, July 21st. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started because the Delta variant is getting super serious. The CDC is now saying it accounts for a whopping 83% of new COVID infections. Now, some experts are saying it is time to mask up yet again, even if you are vaccinated. Check out this clip from Anderson Cooper.
You know, I know that if you're fully vaccinated like you and I are, our risk of both getting sick and transmitting it to our children is low. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of infection, or if you're worried about that risk of transmission, then wearing a mask, especially in indoor settings when you go out, is the right thing to do. That's what I do.
Wow. Well, listen, we've gone through a lot over the last year and a half, right? I feel like that I acclimated to masking, and then being here in this studio, since we're all vaccinated, I've acclimated to not masking. Are you ready to mask up again?
Well, I was in LA this weekend, and at midnight on Sunday morning, the mask mandate went into effect indoors. So, like, literally, we went up in the elevator on Saturday night, and we didn't have to wear a mask, and we came back down, and we had to wear a mask.
Wow.
So, we've been traveling, so I'm used to that, but I would wear a mask in certain situations anyway.
Even outside?
Well, I guess it would depend on what the situation is, but yeah, I still am wearing masks more than I'm not wearing masks.
Yeah, my thing is like, we don't know. In our next story has Fox News, that was CNN, and if you listen to one, you hear one thing. If you listen to the other, you hear another. It's like, I thought you couldn't catch COVID if you were outside and something to do with the UV rays and it couldn't spread. So what are the facts? I don't know the facts still. We're a year and a half into this, and one person's telling one thing and another person's telling another, and somehow it got politicized even though Donald Trump got vaccinated. I'm so confused about what the truth is.
Well, I mean, look, Jeff, this is not only where we are, but like we need to think about this in like how we look at history. Like this is a brand new thing that we're dealing with. Obviously, we dealt a little bit with this with H1N1, so we were kind of on second base when we started to try and find a cure, but we're just figuring this out. So I think that a lot of that ignorance on all of our parts was used against us because they go, oh, well, we don't know. Where do you wear it outside? Can you kiss your partner? And I think maybe the scientific community would have been better off saying, we're not sure yet. But I think that's the honest answer.
I know, but we do know enough from our doctors,
we know
right?
A lot.
So I encourage everybody to please just talk to your doctors. We always have Dr. Coley on. She has addressed time and time and time again what we do know, at least right now, that this has become a pandemic for the unvaccinated. Sure, there are a handful, very small number of breakthrough cases with people who are vaccinated, but those individuals are showing asymptomatic symptoms. They're not being hospitalized. 99% of the patients right now with COVID in the ICU are the unvaccinated. So there's some statistics right there to hopefully give you some a sobering wherewithal to say, okay, maybe I had some things wrong. Let me go consult with my doctor and have that conversation with them, because there is so much misinformation, to Jeff's point, and a lot of fear-mongering. So speaking of that, Fox News has been one of the biggest platforms for skeptics and even critics of the COVID vaccine, some even spreading misinformation. But now Fox is changing its tune. Check out this clip from Fox and Friends.
People who are pregnant are reluctant to get it before the baby comes, and so there are people. But everybody else, if you have the chance, get the shot. But if you save your life. Well.
So even more surprising to some was what Sean Hannity had to say about the vaccine on his show earlier this week. Take a look.
Please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died. We don't need any more deaths. Research like crazy. Talk to your doctor, your doctors, medical professionals you trust. And it absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science of vaccination.
Wow. So what do you think about this, Al? I mean, your eyes, you looked shocked.
What? Did we doctor that footage?
No.
I mean,
why do you think the change of tune? Because we actually have proof now that
because
the
their viewers are dying, Sam. That's why. They tried to win an election by going the other way with whatever they thought the left was going with, and they convinced them not to get the vaccine. And now a large portion of their base that depends on them, that responsibility, that these people are looking to you to help them get through life, and you give them like advice that you're not taking yourself, because that Fox and Friends clips, they wouldn't have been sitting that close if they weren't vaccinated. And Trump, he got vaccinated. There was a picture of his daughter getting vaccinated.
Tucker Carlson got vaccinated.
Yes, but now
Laura Ingraham.
Yes, and it's so interesting how they pushed this on so many people that they knew weren't going to get the cocktail that the former president got when he got COVID, and it was very bad. There's a lot of articles about how bad it was for him. But it's just amazing that, is it better late than never? Yes, but it's just like...
No, that's unacceptable. It's actually pretty criminal, because for the amount of people who watch these shows and depend on these people religiously, you best believe there are people who absolutely did not get the vaccine because they heard it from one of these sources. And the idea that they're going to come back and then backtrack after they were vaccinated, I'm always looking at what people are doing, never what they're saying. I very seldom trust what anybody tells me at any time. I'm always paying attention to how you move. And they've been moving completely in conflict with what they've been saying. So always pay attention to the way people move, because they'll tell you everything about them.
Well, I think what unites us all, right? We all have friends or family members that are unvaccinated for a variety of different reasons. It could be from misinformation. It could be because they're too young, autoimmune compromised. My brother-in-law, Eric, recently had a double lung transplant. He can't get vaccinated. So it's that much more important for all of us to protect, to have a herd immunity, to protect. I don't want our viewers to think this is a you're right, I'm wrong conversation. I want them to listen and to know that, at least coming from me, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of you, we want you to be protected. I don't want anybody out there to go through what my family went through. And to your point, Erica, about the unvaccinated maybe feeling regretful, I talked to an ICU doctor yesterday, and I asked her that very question, what's going on the ICU floor right now? And she said that every single one of her patients that have COVID are unvaccinated, and every single one of them begged her before they were placed on a ventilator, the ones that had to be, begged her for the vaccine. And she had to look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I can't. This is your hope right now, a ventilator. And I just want people to know 4 million people have died in this world. Many more have been placed on a ventilator. And if you don't know what a ventilator looks like, if you don't know what an ECMO machine, she said she had 2 patients she had to place on ECMO, which is also life support. You don't want to go through that. You have to call your loved one and you have to say goodbye to them, because they get sedated to a point of being in a coma. So I have a picture here, very emotional, very personal. My sister and her husband, Eric, my brother-in-law, Eric Dellenbach, okayed me showing this picture. So for 4 months, my sister would have to call Eric. He doesn't, hopefully he heard her. He doesn't remember. He's alive now. But there she is in the corner in complete anguish, talking to her husband, not knowing if she's ever going to see him again personally, not knowing if she's ever going to hear her voice, not knowing if he's ever going to go home to their 2 kids again. That's the reality of so many people right now. So if you don't believe in COVID, if you don't think it can happen to you, I'm telling you, as a cautionary tale, it can happen to you. Eric had no underlying conditions, healthy as can be, placed on that ventilator. Thank God he is okay, and I say that with a grain of salt, given the fact that he's been in the hospital for 7.5, 8 months now, and still in the hospital. But I just really want us to all be on board here, and please talk to your doctors. Please consider your family, consider yourself. Your life is worth it, please. And we'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided.
DBL is back with all new shows live. And this is where I'm going to push back.
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on the show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Hi, DBL Nation. It's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. Thanks for joining us today. It's a very emotional day here at Daily Blast Live. If you were watching the show earlier, you did see that photo of Eric. I got very moved during that. We've all been following his story. I know a lot of you guys have too. He is still in the hospital. It's been 7.5, 8 months. It's been a long time. A lot of us have been following his story, but just keep praying, just keep wishing him the best because he will get through this. But to Sam's point, he was a surfer. He was an athlete. He had no underlying conditions. So basically the point of this is it could happen to anyone. It could happen to any of us. So we just want you to be protected. But of course, please speak with your doctor. We will have Dr. Coley on later this week. She can talk more about this with us during the live breaks. So please stay tuned for that. But anyway, DBL Nation, let us know how you're doing today. I'm having an off day myself. I don't know why. I'm just having an off day. It's just a weird day. So let me know how you're feeling. We'd love to hear from you. Ira, how's your day?
I'm having a great day.
Hey, I like to hear that.
It's always off to everybody.
It is back to work, guys, so let us know what you're thinking today, how you're feeling, what you thought of that first block. We've got more good stories coming up after the break, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Can we just take a moment to talk about all the air rage going on? The FAA is sounding the alarm, saying there's been more than 100 in-flight incidents in just the past week. Can you believe that? Including this incident on a Frontier flight. Take a look.
Don't get in the middle of that. Don't just call the cops. Don't get in the middle of that, Sharon. I'm going to break it up.
Hey, I'm gonna break it up right now. I'm gonna have security come beep his aircraft.
Wow, if you saw me turning, I was watching footage over here of that fight. Unbelievable. Now, some cabin crew are being taught fighting moves to take down unruly passengers, like the double ear slap, the eye poke, and the groin kick. They shouldn't have to be doing this. Are you kidding me? They're there not to serve you drinks. They're there not to break up your fight. They're there to save your life. That's what the flight crew is there. God forbid something happened on that plane. What are you thinking?
What, is this the martial arts of the Three Stooges?
I mean, really?
You're going to eye poke them? And like,
you got to block it?
But yeah, like, what are you talking about? Listen, this is definitely not a flight attendant's job to subdue somebody. But it is in people's interest. If you want, one of my best friends growing up in the world does martial arts. He's taught me some protective moves if I ever need it.
The one that I met?
Yeah.
Love
Tony.
him.
So
Tony.
he taught me a long time ago.
He taught me some things too, remember?
Yeah, he's good at that. So I know a couple moves. Like, I would never, first of all, getting in a fist fight, I mean, what are you going to do? We want to subdue somebody. And I think now more than ever, people are trained like that, and people do want to subdue that situation. It's, do I want to go and choke some lady out on an airplane without me getting in trouble for it?
And here's the thing, too. What we're not talking about is what has happened in this, like, in interpersonal communication in general. I mean, you have people who are so far gone, feeling like they have nothing to lose. When you get into a fight on an airplane, when you don't have the presence of mind to think like, oh, do I like traveling on cargo ships and driving across the country, you're gone. That means that you have nothing to lose. So, of course, people are going completely crazy.
Why do you think that is?
That's why I always say you don't get into fights because people who fight have nothing to lose, okay? They will take you down with them, and then they'll sue you for everything that you have. It's insane.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, you have people who are feeling like, you know, their lives are in an uproar. They're in their major setback season. They don't care anyway. And a lot of these people are doing it in front of their children. I mean, you see that child on the plane, like, that is traumatic. So there's really no reasoning and trying to make sense out of nonsense because this is absolute nonsense.
Right, but why are we seeing an uptick in this? Is it because people are feeling unhinged because of the pandemic? Is it because there's, you would say, entitlement?
I would definitely say entitlement. I think a lot of people feel entitlement if they're placed on the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, their whole life. Now is the time where they could rise up and they have that excuse. That's just me
Yeah,
spitballing.
I think social media over the course of the last 15 years has shown people that they're on the bottom of the totem pole, like seeing other people's lives. And I think now we're seeing this because I've been traveling almost every week for 15 years, and it has never been like this. This is a different situation we're dealing with. I think people are pent up from the pandemic. I think this country is very divided, whether we want to discuss it or not. And I think that last one was about racism. So I don't know if training a 59-year-old flight attendant to be a UFC fighter is the move, but we need to do something.
Well said.
A Three Stooges.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, give him some real moves.
Good
Armbar.
old eye poke.
Throw it armbar.
Coming up on DBL is Harold Hallman, an international serial killer. The clues investigators are putting together in today's True Crime Chronicles.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. He went from murder suspect to suspected serial killer. Harold Hallman's violent history is now back in the spotlight. Could he be linked to another disappearance? Here's the latest on DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Harold Hallman, known to many as Dave, is a 43-year-old with a lengthy criminal past. In June 2018, that's when 25-year-old Tiana Phillips disappeared in Berwick, Pennsylvania. She told friends her boyfriend Harold was supposed to pick her up that night. Tiana was never seen again, and her case went cold. Fast forward to December 2020. Erica Schultz vanishes. The 26-year-old was autistic and had the mental capacity of a 13-year-old. After being reported missing, police tracked her cell phone records and found multiple calls and texts between Harold and her. Once caught, he confessed to beating and killing Erica in the woods. While awaiting trial for the murder of Erica Schultz, police linked and charged Harold to Tiana Phillips' case from 2018, in big part thanks to Harold's wife, who confessed she knew her husband killed Tiana. While recording his confession to those two crimes, Harold mentioned the name Ashley Parlier, a 21-year-old woman from Michigan.
The case ended up going cold, and she was never located or heard from.
Ashley disappeared back in 2005 after getting into an argument with family.
She didn't want to admit that she was pregnant, so she got angry and walked off.
Harold had met his other two victims through online dating. But how did he know Ashley?
My parents didn't have a computer in 2005. She could have been online, but it wasn't at our home.
The girls had similar characteristics. Like Erica, Ashley also had autism.
If you were nice to her, she just assumed you were a nice person. She just didn't really get that there could be evil.
Could Harold be tied to Ashley's disappearance?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And could there be more victims?
And earlier, Jeff and Lindsay spoke with a reporter who's working on this case. Take a look.
We are here with reporter Marshall Keeley from WNEP in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Marshall, so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Now let's dive right into the background of Harold Hallman. Who is he? And it's kind of crazy. What type of person does it take to commit these crimes?
Yeah, well, Harold Hallman was a long-haul trucker in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, which is just north of Harrisburg, the state capital. He had gotten into relationships online through some online dating platforms with two women who he was ultimately charged with their murders. He took them into the woods, followed them, and hit them over the head with a hammer in one case, slashed their throats, left their bodies there. You know, it's tough to say what kind of person could potentially do this.
Now, Harold was already accused of 2 murders, and now he's facing new murder charges in connection with the 2018 disappearance of Tiana Phillips. How did the police connect this all back to him?
When police dug more into this, they questioned him further and then questioned his wife at the time, who then led them to this note that she had written, or that he had written to her, basically describing the way in which he had killed Tiana Phillips in 2018. His wife then visited that murder site with Harold Hallman and actually was there when he went into the woods and recovered some of the remains of Tiana Phillips and took them in a trash bag and then tossed them in a dumpster behind a movie theater on the way home. Once they had the wife and once they questioned her and got this note basically confessing to this murder, they knew they had their man.
Wow, so as crazy as this story is, Marshall, a lot of people are now saying Harold could be an international serial killer, and police are looking into other cases. Do you think he could be connected to even more?
He's also been connected to an individual back in the late 90s. He was actually convicted of manslaughter in Germany, the manslaughter of a U.S. colonel's son when he was over there. There's another case in Battle Creek, Michigan from 2005, a woman named Ashley Marie Parlier. She went missing back in 2005 from her home, was never seen again. After Hallman mentioned Parlier's name during questioning with Pennsylvania police, they got in contact with Battle Creek, Michigan officers who then triangulated a search area and have been looking for several times, have now looked for the remains of Ashley Marie Parlier, where Hallman said she may be. So this is, by all means, this story is not over. There could be many more people, but as I said, he is now at least linked to 4 deaths.
Thank you so much, Marshall. And to learn more about this case, please visit WNEP.com. This story is also the subject of a new podcast episode. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, thank you so much, Marshall.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources? A NASA spokesperson and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
So, you know, a lot of our viewers are writing in their own personal stories about COVID and the vaccine. And Tanya just wrote in on Facebook, my brother has been in the ICU for 34 days, and today they will be removing him from the ventilator and allowing him to die. He felt that since he got a slight case of COVID last year that he was protected and did not need the vaccination. He did not get it, and now he's going to die. This is my brother. Tanya, that is real, that is vulnerable. I'm so sorry. We are so sorry. Our hearts are with you, but thank you for sharing that story. We have much more coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started. So Kersey Teigen says she plans to mind her own business from now on. Kersey was spotted by TMZ cameras out and about in LA and was asked about being in the so-called cancel club following her online bullying scandal. Watch.
I want to ask you about Cancel Club. How long do you think you're going to be in it?
I don't know. Could be forever.
I think that a reality show about Cancel Club would be fantastic.
I think a lot of people have that in the works.
Yeah? Have you reached out to any of the members of Cancel Club to get some advice?
They've reached out to me and they've been amazing.
Wow. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of reality, which I'm not surprised. Of course, there's going to be a Cancel Club reality show. Who else do you think should be in that Cancel Club?
I mean, I think about, because I go back to when Trump was still in office, Kathy Griffin really got herself in trouble with that picture of a beheaded president, which was over the line. Doll, excuse me, yes. And because of that, she said that the Secret Service was on her. She was on a no-fly list. And, you know, and she got really removed from society. Her dates got canceled for stand-up. So she's already had that kind of tongue-in-cheek life on the D-list kind of vibe, like I'm used to being a D-list celebrity. So I think she's kind of used to this kind of low-budget kind of TV show.
Almost surreal life.
Yeah, surreal life kind of thing. Like I'm used to being kind of the goofy one.
I could definitely see this being a real show.
Who else do you think
like
would join
legit.
the cast?
Listen, I don't know who else would join. I have a couple people, but I know who could host this show. Who? Chris Harrison. Oh. There you go. Not only host, he sits in on the sessions, right?
Yes.
He brings in audience with him.
No, well, he can be on the show, but he can't host the show.
Yes, he can.
He
ding,
can't
ding,
host.
Ding. It's time to get yelled at, everybody. Let's sit down. And then he sits down.
Erica, who do you think would join the cast?
I think definitely Aziz.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. I mean, that's still insane to me that someone anonymously wrote an article on a source called babe.net. Anonymously, and I'm always like, okay, you know, I'm always on the side of the victims, right? So I try to tread this very lightly, but our hypothesis, especially at that time, was that where there's smoke, there's fire. So you get one allegation, and then all these allegations flood in, and they're all, you know, a majority of them are very credible. We had one allegation by someone anonymous on babe.net, and nobody else said boo. That is insane. I think he brings a totally different dynamic to that entire discussion.
I think that's important to have that involved, because then people can have discernment. They can say you can't lump everybody together. You can't put an Aziz Ansari next to a Harvey Weinstein. You gotta have discernment. You can't read a headline and just quickly cancel someone. That's not right. That's not fair.
Sam, people on the internet don't have a lot of time for nuance. But I wish that you were correct.
But Kevin Hart would be good in that club.
Kevin Hart would be great.
He's canceled?
He's got enough going on.
He had, of course, but he had to go through it. Well, I don't think he'd ever do it.
For
but he had to
some
go
old
through
tweets?
it when he lost the Oscars hosting gig. He had to go through it.
I'm like, I want to be that kind of canceled.
I know.
Because Kevin
is
booked and busy.
Capital One commercial canceled.
Booked and busy.
All right, so Dolly Parton had a special surprise for her husband's birthday. Get this, Dolly recreated her iconic 1978 Playboy cover. Dolly had previously mentioned that she wanted to pose on the cover when she turned 75. But since Playboy doesn't put out magazines anymore, she decided to recreate the shoot as a present to her husband, Carl. Take a look.
I did a little photo shoot in this little outfit, and I had a cover made of the new Dolly, or the old new Dolly. And in the first one, see, remember this? I was kind of a little butterball in that one. Well, I'm string cheese now. But he'll probably think I'm cream cheese, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to surprise him, going in singing to him in my little bunny suit. So, what do you think?
It looks like she's teaching him to read with Playboy covers. Why was she leaning in like that? That was very weird.
She was showing
that was not sexy at all.
Like, ew, Albert.
That wasn't the way she was like slamming it in his face.
Oh, I'm sorry. You saw a still photograph, but you can't understand.
He looked like he was trying to watch TV.
Erica.
He was not. That man was not trying to watch TV.
Erica, would you sit in that chair if you're trying to get hot and bothered? That was a television fireplace chair, and you know it.
She was presenting him with the photo where he
then
was.
Back up a foot.
Al, you are missing the point. You have missed. Here's the point, and you're way over here.
I'm going to take Al's side on this one. Of course, Al, I'm going to back you up with this. Why are you showing a photo when you're wearing the outfit?
So he can hang it up in his office. You don't think that's a beautiful
What do you mean?
gesture?
Walk in and say, check this outfit out. Not like, check this outfit out.
How about she did do that? We don't know. You guys are speculating
Can we
based
pull the
on.
picture up again?
Okay.
Look how close she is to it. Like,
How do you?
No.
You know what? Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. This woman is 75 years old, recreating a photo from 40 years ago. She looks damn good. Her husband clearly has it for her. She has it for him. That's the type of life I want to live at 75 years old.
You can't even see his face. He's sitting with his head to the back like he's a
You want to know how I
empire.
know, Al? Because I know that type of long-standing love. You can notice it. You always see it when you see it.
You saw all that from the back of his head?
I did. I
was
sure
waiting
did.
for him to spin around and have
I
a
felt
white
it in
cat
my
in his
heart
lap.
and in my soul.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I bet you didn't think that story was going there.
And shout out to Dolly. We love that.
Speaking of
See, there you go.
Okay,
Sam, is that a little close?
But why are you covering up how you look with a photo?
Can I please just say something? You guys are assuming that that's all that happened. You don't think that maybe this is Dolly Parton. This is a performer. She is smart as hell. She's gorgeous. You don't think that she came out, maybe did a little song and dance first, then said, oh, by the way, I have this? Please. You think she just came out stomping and was like,
I mean, well, that's
really,
I can only go by what we saw.
Oh,
and she would look.
Then you know you need to be a little bit more creative.
Back up 6 inches,
You need to be
Dolly.
a little bit more creative.
I love Dolly. I'm just saying it was a strange
She came out
photo.
in a song and dance, and I guarantee
How
it
do
was
you know?
seductive because she's a performer.
It was like 2 in the afternoon. It wasn't even a sexy time. It was like in between golf.
Whatever,
Sexy
Al.
time can't be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Boring.
Yeah. You know what, Al?
Next.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Making fun ain't funny.
Yeah, that's a Dolly
That's a
Parton
throwback to
song.
season 2.
Yep, and that is a Dolly Parton song. Okay. Speaking of love, Gwen Stefani, my girl, still has that just married glow about her. Gwen married Blake Shelton in a small romantic ceremony earlier this month at his ranch in Oklahoma.
Picture.
Gwen gushed about married life on the Tell Me About It with Jade Iovine podcast. Have a listen.
Congratulations to
Thank
start.
you. I know, total honeymoon vibes right now. It's
Oh my
like,
God, are you blissed out? Are you so happy?
Yeah, it was literally one of the greatest moments of my life, obviously.
In the photos, I died. So we want to know, how long does that honeymoon phase typically last? What do you think, Jeff?
Before the honeymoon's over? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. The honeymoon phase is kind of like, I don't know.
There is a time where I think the honeymoon phase
I didn't even go
ending.
on a honeymoon. How about that?
What?
No. I got married
Okay.
at the courthouse and back to business.
Oh my gosh, you need to go on a honeymoon. It really does make a difference. I remember Mark and I, so I was someone that always was really like, I don't want to get my hair wet because I love a good blowout. I remember, and I'm not, this is not graphic, but Mark and I were in a shower together, and he took the shower head and he got my hair wet. And I started laughing. He goes, oh my gosh, you're just so different now that we're married. Because I wasn't as uptight. Because it's a thing. Like, once we said our vows, even though Mark and I had been together for 6+ years before our vows, once we said our vows, for like a few weeks, it felt brand new again, including me even letting the hair get wet.
Wow, that is steep because, Sam's hair is her superpower.
It is.
I think it's when you start living together. When you start living together, like when you're going out on Friday night dates, you can make sure you're perfect, eyebrows, car's clean. But when you live together, you see somebody on a Tuesday morning brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
That's when like the kind of facade goes away and you're like, oh, they're a person. What's that look for, Erica?
Tell us, Erica, about your honeymoon
I don't
vibes.
agree. I think that you can keep some pretty intense honeymoon vibes until the kids come.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Until you have to take care of somebody with the stomach flu. Like once you have to do the like real life stuff.
I don't think that kills the honeymoon. I mean, a lot of people go places where they have, get a little sick on the honeymoon.
That's
that
true.
doesn't kill the honeymoon.
You ain't been to.
What?
Look.
Jeez,
I've
so
said-
someone
I've
gets
had
sick
some
in your
things
life
happen.
and all of a sudden there's no more romance?
It's
Wow.
CVS at 2 in the morning for another thing of Pepto.
You've never heard of in sickness and in health? That's all part of
but
the
sickness,
romance
it doesn't
package.
say sickness and sickness is health is sexy. It's beautiful.
So
It's
your honeymoon phase completely ends because something happens?
Yes, you're no longer this image of perfection. You are a regular human being that this person's not looking
Who's been dating somebody perfect?
When you first meet somebody, that's all people say is,
but
"Girl,
not
he's
when you're
perfect."
getting married. When you get married, you know damn well neither one of y'all are perfect.
Because you live together.
And you can still have the honeymoon phase.
But that goes away.
You are, man.
You don't have to have it go away. You're going to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
A seminar at Goop? Like, it doesn't have to go away. You live your truth. Stop it. We're all human beings. It's going to go away after a while.
No, it's not.
You can still be in love.
I hope this conversation goes away quick because everyone else has.
Yeah, we do have people leaving the room.
Yes, they're
okay,
gone.
Coming up on DBL, gold medalist Dara Torres, our interview with the superstar swimmer, coming up next. DBL is back with all new shows live. And this is where I'm going to push back.
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on the show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Happy Wednesday. It's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Thanks for joining us today. Let's continue the conversation. We had a comment come in.
Time, baby girl.
Al, what did that comment say? It said, no wonder Al is single?
Yeah, look, I'm not, but even if I were, I don't think I just think it's okay to look at people as evolved creatures that aren't perfect and necessarily sexy all the time.
As you blot your face to get your oil off.
Yes, because I'm on television and my face was shining.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's a bad thing when I think the honeymoon has its time and place, but like you have a honeymoon period for your house. But like after a couple
You do feel
years.
different when you say your vows, though. I remember, and it does fade. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't spice things up later on, but I remember for the first couple weeks.
Give you a little jolt.
It was a total jolt. Yeah. I was like I said, I felt like I was dating again.
Yeah.
Let the hair get wet.
The butterflies.
Yep, the butterflies, and then it fades, but then you got to do other
things. So you're agreeing with me now that we're not on TV?
No, you got to do other things, I said, to keep the fire ignited.
You don't have to do that on a honeymoon because the fire is ignited.
That's what I said.
So once the fire goes out, I'm saying you're no longer in the honnemon phase.
No,
you're now in the let's keep the fire going phase.
Sweat up here.
Yes. So I agree, Erica. Will you just admit that I was right?
No, because you weren't.
The honeymoon phase does not
He's
last
not
forever,
right.
or they wouldn't
He's
call
not
it
right.
a phase.
Al has been a joy killer all day today.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's like Joy needs to just hide because Al is on the prowl.
Photo that Dolly was shoving in his face.
Joy killer.
Erica, was it a little close?
Joy killer. See, Al needs to learn that words have power, okay? So if you speak in positive ways, positive things come your way.
No.
Joy killer.
Everybody likes joy killers. That's why stand-up
Nobody
comedy.
likes a joy killer.
TBL Nation, do you like joy killers? Let us know. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. In just 48 hours, are you guys ready? The world's best will take the stage in Tokyo. So to get ready, we're chatting with former medalists to reminisce about their past glory. In today's Beyond the Medal series, we chat with swimming legend Dara Torres. Take a look. Dara Torres.
Her accomplishments on the world stage are staggering. Dara Torres is one of the most decorated female athletes of all time, appearing in the Summer Games 5 times and walking away with an astonishing 12 medals. Her first appearance at the Games happened at age 17, and her last was at the ripe young age of 41, making her the oldest athlete to represent the United States.
She is the epitome of a fearless swimmer, breaking boundaries left and right. She's also one of my personal heroes while I swam. Dara Torres, welcome to DBL.
Yes!
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Thanks for
hey.
having me.
We are so grateful to have you here. Now, aside from being known as a 12-time Summer Games medalist, also a former world-ranked swimmer, you're also known as the Oldish, which became a global headline for the 2008 Summer Games. How did that title make you feel back then?
You know what? It actually invigorated me because the more people said I was so old and couldn't do it, the more it lit a fire under me and made me want to show them that they were wrong. So if anything, if they thought like talking negative about me would, sort of put me in my hole, it didn't. It just made me want to train harder and swim faster to show them that, age is just a number. It doesn't matter how old you are. So it actually worked to my advantage.
That's championship mindset. I don't have that. That's why I'm not a champion.
You couldn't even get to the word championship.
I know.
You would have like gone to a corner and hid.
Just shivering and rocking back and forth. That's all I would have done. All right, I want to ask you this. Less than 2 years before your 5th appearance at the Games, you had your daughter, Tessa. Why did you want to get into the pool after her birth? Why was that so important?
Well, I actually was in the pool before her birth because I was trying to go to a gym to work out, but I would go to a gym and just get sick, and people would be looking at me like, ew, like, what are you doing out here? You're sick. And I had morning sickness my whole entire pregnancy.
Lord.
So my thought process is, wait, I haven't been in the pool for 5 years. If I go to a pool, I get sick in the gutter, keep swimming, and it's no problem. So that's how I kind of got back swimming, just for exercise. And then one thing kind of led to another. I swam in a swim meet 3 weeks after I had her and did okay. And then swam in another meet a couple months later and qualified for the Olympics. So people were like, oh, you should do this to represent, the middle-aged people. And I'm like, okay. And it's not like a light bulb went off and I was thinking about it for months. It was just sort of the peer pressure of people my age wanted me to do it.
She went to the Olympics at 41. Al,
I'm sitting here and I'm almost.
I mean, we know she went 5 times,
upset
but
because I'm thinking about all the people on social media that were like humble brag that they got VIP for their birthday at the Cheesecake Factory, and she's like, oh, I had to qualify for the Olympics right after I had a baby.
For the 5th time.
She casually mentioned it. You are an amazing human. You attended the Summer Games 5 times, but is there one year that you cherish more than the others, or are they like your kids? Like you love them all equally?
I feel like at 41, even though I didn't really get to see Beijing and tour around because I swam my races, I went to the Great Wall one day and then I flew home to see my daughter because I hadn't seen her in 6 weeks. Those were really my favorite games because I could appreciate it so much more. I could appreciate the workers who were there, spending hours volunteering and working, and knowing that I have a daughter at home that's waiting for me to come home. There was just something that I knew that at some point in my life and in her life, I can share that experience with her, knowing that I went through 2 years of training, trying to be a mom, balancing being a mom and training for the Olympic Games. So I would say my last Olympics were probably the most special to me. It wasn't about winning medals or breaking records. It was the journey that got me there.
Wow. So substantive. Amazing. So for a couple years now, you have been a spokesperson for Canai Brands, a CBD wellness line. You've said that these products have been a game changer for your health. What are your thoughts on the recent Sha'Carri Richardson suspension for marijuana use?
It's tough because as an athlete, and I know she goes to LSU, and so when you're in college, they come and they school you about what you can and can't do, what you can and can't take. And so as an athlete that you're not supposed to take certain things. Do I think that marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug? Absolutely not. Do I think that maybe they should go through some of the drugs that are on the list and maybe redo them and take some off? Absolutely. But she knew that this was a banned substance, and she did it before Olympic trials. So I have to go with the decision that they made to not put her on the team. I do agree with the decision, but I do also agree that maybe they should go through the list and take some of those off.
Wow. We appreciate the thoughtful answer, Dara. All right, so to our DBL Nation, you can find out more about Canai Brands by visiting their website. I have a feeling if Dara's involved, you know that
it'll go gold immediately.
Exactly.
To have these products that I'm representing, that that they're vegan, they're healthy, there's no THC in them. I think there's a big misconception out there about CBD and THC, and people don't want to take it. But if you have an all-natural product and you don't want to take painkillers and you want to take something that's going to, help you if you have aches and pains, why not do it the all-natural way?
And to our viewers, you can find out more about Canai Brands by visiting their website. Dara, it's been a childhood dream to speak with you today. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Dara. We'll be right back. Bye, Dara.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. So scam calls for sweepstakes are on the rise and older people are being targeted. So did you know that the average dollar amount a person 55 and older gets scammed out of is $900 a year? That's a lot of money. The Georgia State Attorney's Office said they received 20,000 scam calls a year. And the problem is only getting worse, especially on cell phones. So protect yourself, protect your family members. Don't fall victim to these scams. Your best bet is don't answer calls if you don't recognize the caller. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You can actually go, I don't know on other providers, but like on my iPhone, you can silence calls that are not in your address book. And I've done that, and it's fantastic. Fantastic.
I'd be a little worried about that because sometimes, like, you get phone calls from your agent from a different line. But yeah,
well, when they leave a voicemail, you can call them back.
I don't check my voicemail ever.
You don't?
But never.
Oh.
I always feel like it's bad news. But I was gonna say, no matter how tech savvy you are.
So the bad news doesn't happen if you don't hear about it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Ignorance is bliss, Erica.
It's called living in an alternate reality.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources? A NASA spokesperson and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Tomorrow on DBL, our Beyond the Medal series continues with Amy Van Dyken, her road to gold and overcoming adversity after a paralyzing ATV accident. Plus, William Shatner will be here live. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Very exciting. Welcome back to DBL. We gotta give a big DBL shout out to the Bucks. They won the NBA championship last night. For the first time in 50 years, tens of thousands of Milwaukee fans took to the streets to celebrate the big win. And check out MVP Giannis, who put up 50 points in the game. He was so blown away by the win, he had to take a seat after the final buzzer. And of course, our executive producer over there he is.
Yes.
Big Milwaukee Bucks fan, born and raised in Milwaukee, right, Chris?
What's that?
You were born and raised there.
Yes, my parents are there. They watched the game last night. Want to give a shout out to them. It was a great night.
It was a good game. So you're known to like really predict who wins. Like you have a good history when you bet on basketball. I can say that, right?
Probably not, but okay. I don't know if you can talk about that, but
it depends on what cycle it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you predict this?
I did okay. Yeah, so yeah, but it was, I was surprised that Phoenix kind of fell apart at the end, but shout out, I like the small market teams, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm feeling.
It's good for the city, 50 years, 50 was the number. Giannis scored 50 points last night. Great performance, well deserved.
Yeah, shout out to Milwaukee.
All right, DBL's new every day. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Delta variant drives a surge in coronavirus cases worldwide. Is it time to start wearing masks again? Air rage is on the rise, with brawls taking over flights. The self-defense moves workers are having to learn to take down out-of-control passengers. In today's True Crime Chronicles, a man confesses to the murders of at least 2 women in Pennsylvania, but is he actually an international serial killer?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And our Beyond the Medal series continues with swim star Dara Torres.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, July 21st. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started because the Delta variant is getting super serious. The CDC is now saying it accounts for a whopping 83% of new COVID infections. Now, some experts are saying it is time to mask up yet again, even if you are vaccinated. Check out this clip from Anderson Cooper.
You know, I know that if you're fully vaccinated like you and I are, our risk of both getting sick and transmitting it to our children is low. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of infection, or if you're worried about that risk of transmission, then wearing a mask, especially in indoor settings when you go out, is the right thing to do. That's what I do.
Wow. Well, listen, we've gone through a lot over the last year and a half. Right? I feel like that I acclimated to masking, and then being here in this studio, since we're all vaccinated, I've acclimated to not masking. Are you ready to mask up again?
Well, I was in LA this weekend, and at midnight on Sunday morning, the mask mandate went into effect indoors. So, like, literally, we went up in the elevator on Saturday night, and we didn't have to wear a mask, and we came back down, and we had to wear a mask.
Wow.
So, we've been traveling, so I'm used to that, but I would wear a mask in certain situations anyway.
Even outside?
Well, I guess it would depend on what the situation is, but yeah, I still am wearing masks more than I'm not wearing masks.
Yeah, my thing is like, we don't know. In our next story has Fox News, that was CNN. And if you listen to one, you hear one thing. If you listen to the other, you hear another. It's like, I thought you couldn't catch COVID if you were outside and something to do with the UV rays and it couldn't spread. So what are the facts? I don't know the facts until we're a year and a half into this, and one person's telling one thing and another person's telling another, and somehow it got politicized even though Donald Trump got vaccinated. I'm so confused about what the truth is.
Well, I mean, look, Jeff, this is not only where we are, but like we need to think about this in like how we look at history. Like this is a brand new thing that we're dealing with. Obviously, we dealt a little bit with this with H1N1, so we were kind of on second base when we started to try and find a cure, but we're just figuring this out. So I think that a lot of that ignorance on all of our parts was used against us because they go, oh, well, we don't know. Where do you wear it outside? Can you kiss your partner? And I think maybe the scientific community would have been better off saying we're not sure yet. But I think that's the honest answer.
I know, but we do know enough from our doctors,
we know a
right?
lot.
So I encourage everybody to please just talk to your doctors. We always have Dr. Coley on. She has addressed time and time and time again what we do know, at least right now, that this has become a pandemic for the unvaccinated. Sure, there are a handful, very small number of breakthrough cases with people who are vaccinated, but those individuals are showing asymptomatic symptoms. They're not being hospitalized. 99% of the patients right now with COVID in the ICU are the unvaccinated. So there's some statistics right there to hopefully give you some a sobering wherewithal to say, okay, maybe I had some things wrong. Let me go consult with my doctor and have that conversation with them, because there is so much misinformation, to Jeff's point, and a lot of fear mongering. So speaking of that, Fox News has been one of the biggest platforms for skeptics and even critics of the COVID vaccine, some even spreading misinformation. But now, Fox is changing its tune. Check out this clip from Fox and Friends.
People who are pregnant are reluctant to get it before the baby comes, and so there are people. But everybody else, if you have the chance, get the shot.
But if
It'll
you
save
don't,
your life.
well.
So even more surprising to some was what Sean Hannity had to say about the vaccine on his show earlier this week. Take a look.
Please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died. We don't need any more deaths. Research like crazy. Talk to your doctor, your doctors, medical professionals you trust. And it absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science of vaccination.
Wow. So what do you think about this, Al? I mean, your eyes, you looked shocked.
What? Did we doctor that footage?
No.
I mean,
why do you think the change of tune? Because we actually have proof
well,
now
because
that the
their viewers are
unvaccinated-
dying, Sam. That's why. They tried to win an election by going the other way with whatever they thought the left was going with, and they convinced them not to get the vaccine. And now a large portion of their base that depends on them, that responsibility, that these people are looking to you to help them get through life, and you give them like advice that you're not taking yourself, because that Fox and Friends clips, they wouldn't have been sitting that close if they weren't vaccinated. And Trump, he got vaccinated. There was a picture of his daughter getting vaccinated.
Tucker Carlson got vaccinated.
Yes, but now
Laura Ingraham.
Yes, and it's so interesting how they push this on so many people that they knew weren't going to get the cocktail that the former president got when he got COVID, and it was very bad. There's a lot of articles about how bad it was for him. But it's just amazing that, is it better late than never? Yes, but it's just like...
No, that's unacceptable. It's actually pretty criminal, because for the amount of people who watch these shows and depend on these people religiously, you best believe there are people who absolutely did not get the vaccine because they heard it from one of these sources. And the idea that they're going to come back and then backtrack after they were vaccinated, I'm always looking at what people are doing, never what they're saying. I very seldom trust what anybody tells me at any time. I'm always paying attention to how you move. And they've been moving completely in conflict with what they've been saying. So always pay attention to the way people move, because they'll tell you everything about them.
Well, I think what unites us all, right? We all have friends or family members that are unvaccinated for a variety of different reasons. It could be from misinformation. It could be because they're too young, autoimmune compromised. My brother-in-law, Eric, recently had a double lung transplant. He can't get vaccinated. So it's that much more important for all of us to protect, to have a herd immunity, to protect. I don't want our viewers to think this is a you're right, I'm wrong conversation. I want them to listen and to know that, at least coming from me, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of you, we want you to be protected. I don't want anybody out there to go through what my family went through. And to your point, Erica, about the unvaccinated maybe feeling regretful, I talked to an ICU doctor yesterday, and I asked her that very question, what's going on the ICU floor right now? And she said that every single one of her patients that have COVID are unvaccinated, and every single one of them begged her before they were placed on a ventilator, the ones that had to be, begged her for the vaccine. And she had to look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I can't. This is your hope right now, a ventilator. And I just want people to know 4 million people have died in this world. Many more have been placed on a ventilator. And if you don't know what a ventilator looks like, if you don't know what an ECMO machine, she said she had 2 patients she had to place on ECMO, which is also life support. You don't want to go through that. You have to call your loved one and you have to say goodbye to them, because they get sedated to a point of being in a coma. So I have a picture here, very emotional, very personal. My sister and her husband, Eric, my brother-in-law, Eric Dellenbach, okayed me showing this picture. So for 4 months, my sister would have to call Eric. He doesn't, hopefully he heard her. He doesn't remember. He's alive now. But there she is in the corner in complete anguish, talking to her husband, not knowing if she's ever going to see him again personally, not knowing if she's ever going to hear her voice, not knowing if he's ever going to go home to their 2 kids again. That's the reality of so many people right now. So if you don't believe in COVID, if you don't think it can happen to you, I'm telling you, as a cautionary tale, it can happen to you. Eric had no underlying conditions, healthy as can be, placed on that ventilator. Thank God he is okay, and I say that with a grain of salt, given the fact that he's been in the hospital for 7.5, 8 months now, and still in the hospital. But I just really want us to all be on board here, and please talk to your doctors. Please consider your family, consider yourself. Your life is worth it, please. And we'll be right back. DBL is back with all new shows live. And this is where I'm going to push back.
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on this show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Hi, DBL Nation. It's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Thanks for joining us today. It's a very emotional day here at Daily Blast Live. If you were watching the show earlier, you did see that photo of Eric. I got very moved during that. We've all been following his story. I know a lot of you guys have too. He is still in the hospital. It's been 7.5, 8 months. It's been a long time. A lot of us have been following his story, but just keep praying, just keep wishing him the best because he will get through this. But to Sam's point, he was a surfer. He was an athlete. He had no underlying conditions. So basically the point of this is it could happen to anyone. It could happen to any of us. So we just want you to be protected. But of course, please speak with your doctor. We will have Dr. Coley on later this week. She can talk more about this with us during the live breaks. So please stay tuned for that. But anyway, DBL Nation, let us know how you're doing today. I'm having an off day myself. I don't know why. I'm just having an off day. It's just a weird day. So let me know how you're feeling. We'd love to hear from you. Ira, how's your day?
I'm having a great day.
Hey, I like to hear that.
But it's always off to everybody.
It is back to work, guys, so let us know what you're thinking today, how you're feeling, what you thought of that first block. We've got more good stories coming up after the break, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you soon. Bye. DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. Can we just take a moment to talk about all the air rage going on? The FAA is sounding the alarm, saying there's been more than 100 in-flight incidents in just the past week. Can you believe that? Including this incident on a Frontier flight. Take a look.
Don't get in the middle of that. Don't just call the cops. Don't get in the middle of that, Sharon. I'm trying to break it up.
Hey, I'm gonna break it up right now. I'm gonna have security come beat this aircraft.
Wow, if you saw me turning, I was watching footage over here of that fight. Unbelievable. Now, some cabin crew are being taught fighting moves to take down unruly passengers, like the double ear slap, the eye poke, and the groin kick. They shouldn't have to be doing this. Are you kidding me? They're there not to serve you drinks. They're there not to break up your fight. They're there to save your life. That's what the flight crew is there. God forbid something happened on that plane. What are you thinking?
What, is this the martial arts of the Three Stooges?
I mean, really?
You're going to eye poke them? And like,
you got to block it?
But yeah, like, what are you talking about? Listen, this is definitely not a flight attendant's job to seduce somebody. But it is in people's interests if you want. One of my best friends growing up in the world does martial arts. He's taught me some protective moves if I ever need it.
The one that I met?
Yeah.
Love
Tony.
him.
So
Tony.
he taught me a long time ago.
He taught me some things too, remember?
Yeah, he's good at that. So I know a couple moves. Like, I would never, first of all, getting in a fist fight, I mean, what are you going to do? You want to subdue somebody. And I think now more than ever, people are trained like that, and people do want to subdue that situation. It's, do I want to go and choke some lady out on an airplane without me getting in trouble for it?
And here's the thing, too. What we're not talking about is what has happened in this, like, in interpersonal communication in general. I mean, you have people who are so far gone, feeling like they have nothing to lose. When you get into a fight on an airplane, when you don't have the presence of mind to think like, oh, do I like traveling on cargo ships and driving across the country? You're gone.
that means that you have nothing to lose. So of course people are going completely crazy.
Why
and
do you think that is?
That's why I always say you don't get into fights, because people who fight have nothing to lose. Okay, they will take you down with them, and then they'll sue you for everything that you have. It's insane.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
at the same time, you have people who are feeling like, you know, their lives are in an uproar. They're in their major setback season. They don't care anyway. And a lot of these people are doing it in front of their children. I mean, you see that child on the plane, like, that is traumatic. So there's really no reasoning in trying to make sense out of nonsense, because this is absolute nonsense.
Right, but why are we seeing an uptick in this? Is it because people are feeling unhinged because of the pandemic? Is it because there's, you would say, entitlement? Like,
I would definitely say entitlement. I think a lot of people feel entitlement if they're placed on the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, their whole life. Now is the time where they could rise up and they have that excuse. That's just me.
Yeah, I think social media over the course of the last 15 years has shown people that they're on the bottom of the totem pole, like seeing other people's lives. And I think now we're seeing this, because I've been traveling almost every week for 15 years, and it has never been like this. This is a different situation we're dealing with. I think people are pent up from the pandemic. I think this country is very divided, whether we want to discuss it or not. And I think that last one was about racism. So I don't know if training a 59-year-old flight attendant to be a UFC fighter is the move, but we need to do something.
Or
said.
A Three Stooges.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, give me some real moves.
Good
Armbar.
old eye poke.
Wrong with the armbar.
Coming up on DBL is Harold Hallman, an international serial killer. The clues investigators are putting together in today's True Crime Chronicles.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. He went from murder suspect to suspected serial killer. Harold Hallman's violent history is now back in the spotlight. Could he be linked to another disappearance? Here's the latest on DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Harold Hallman, known to many as Dave, is a 43-year-old with a lengthy criminal past. In June 2018, that's when 25-year-old Tiana Phillips disappeared in Berwick, Pennsylvania. She told friends her boyfriend Harold was supposed to pick her up that night. Tiana was never seen again, and her case went cold. Fast forward to December 2020. Erica Schultz vanishes. The 26-year-old was autistic and had the mental capacity of a 13-year-old. After being reported missing, police tracked her cell phone records and found multiple calls and texts between Harold and her. Once caught, he confessed to beating and killing Erica in the woods. While awaiting trial for the murder of Erica Schultz, police linked and charged Harold to Tiana Phillips' case from 2018, in big part thanks to Harold's wife, who confessed she knew her husband killed Tiana. While recording his confession to those two crimes, Harold mentioned the name Ashley Parlier, a 21-year-old woman from Michigan.
The case ended up going cold, and she was never located or heard from.
Ashley disappeared back in 2005 after getting into an argument with family.
She didn't want to admit that she was pregnant, so she got angry and walked off.
Harold had met his other two victims through online dating, but how did he know Ashley?
My parents didn't have a computer in 2005. She could have been online, but it wasn't at our home.
The girls had similar characteristics. Like Erica, Ashley also had autism.
If you were nice to her, she just assumed you were a nice person. She just didn't really get that there could be evil.
Could Harold be tied to Ashley's disappearance?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And could there be more victims?
And earlier, Jeff and Lindsay spoke with a reporter who's working on this case. Take a look.
We are here with reporter Marshall Keeley from WNEP in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Marshall, so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Now let's dive right into the background of Harold Hallman. Who is he? And it's kind of crazy. What type of person does it take to commit these crimes?
Yeah, well, Harold Hallman was a long-haul trucker in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, which is just north of Harrisburg, the state capital. He had gotten into relationships online through some online dating platforms with two women who he was ultimately charged with their murders. He took them into the woods, followed them, and hit them over the head with a hammer in one case, slashed their throats, left their bodies there. It's tough to say what kind of person could potentially do this.
Now, Harold was already accused of 2 murders, and now he's facing new murder charges in connection with the 2018 disappearance of Tiana Phillips. How did the police connect this all back to him?
When police dug more into this, they questioned him further and then questioned his wife at the time, who then led them to this note that she had written, or that he had written to her, basically describing the way in which he had killed Tiana Phillips in 2018. His wife then visited that murder site with Harold Hallman and actually was there when he went into the woods and recovered some of the remains of Tiana Phillips and took them in a trash bag and then tossed them in a dumpster behind a movie theater on the way home. Once they had the wife and once they questioned her and got this note basically confessing to this murder, they knew they had their man.
Wow, so as crazy as this story is, Marshall, a lot of people are now saying Harold could be an international serial killer, and police are looking into other cases. Do you think he could be connected to even more?
He's also been connected to an individual back in the late 90s. He was actually convicted of manslaughter in Germany, the manslaughter of a U.S. colonel's son when he was over there. There's another case in Battle Creek, Michigan from 2005, a woman named Ashley Marie Parlier. She went missing back in 2005 from her home, was never seen again. After Hallman mentioned Parlier's name during questioning with Pennsylvania police, they got in contact with Battle Creek, Michigan officers who then triangulated a search area and have been looking for several times, have now looked for the remains of Ashley Marie Parlier, where Hallman said she may be. So this is, by all means, this story is not over. There could be many more people, but as I said, he is now at least linked to 4 deaths.
Thank you so much, Marshall. And to learn more about this case, please visit WNEP.com. This story is also the subject of a new podcast episode. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, thank you so much, Marshall.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Jeff Bezos Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources? A NASA spokesperson and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
So, you know, a lot of our viewers are writing in their own personal stories about COVID and the vaccine. And Tanya just wrote in on Facebook, my brother has been in the ICU for 34 days, and today they will be removing him from the ventilator and allowing him to die. He felt that since he got a slight case of COVID last year, that he was protected and did not need the vaccination. He did not get it, and now he's going to die. This is my brother. Tanya, that is real, that is vulnerable. I'm so sorry. We are so sorry. Our hearts are with you, but thank you for sharing that story. We have much more coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started. So Kerisee says she plans to mind her own business from now on. Kerisee was spotted by TMZ cameras out and about in LA and was asked about being in the so-called cancel club following her online bullying scandal. Watch. Wow. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of reality, which I'm not surprised. Of course, there's going to be a cancel club reality show. Who else do you think should be in that cancel club?
I mean, I think about, because I go back to when Trump was still in office, Kathy Griffin really got herself in trouble with that picture of a beheaded president, which was over the line. Doll, excuse me, yes. And because of that, she said that the Secret Service was on her. She was on a no-fly list. And, you know, and she got really removed from society. Her dates got canceled for stand-up. So she's already had that kind of tongue-in-cheek life on the D-list kind of vibe, like I'm used to being a D-list celebrity. So I think she's kind of used to this kind of low-budget kind of TV show.
Almost surreal life.
Yeah, surreal life kind of thing. Like I'm used to being kind of the goofy one.
I could definitely see this being a real show.
Who else do you think
like
would join
legit.
the cast?
Listen, I don't know who else would join. I have a couple people, but I know who could host this show. Who? Chris Harrison.
Oh.
There you go.
That'd
Not only host, he sits in on the sessions, right?
Yes.
He brings in audience with him.
No, well, he could be on the show, but he can't host the show.
Yes, he can.
He
ding,
can't
ding,
host.
Ding. It's time to get yelled at, everybody. Let's sit down. And then he sits down.
Erica, who do you think would join the cast?
I think definitely Aziz.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. I mean, that's still insane to me that someone anonymously wrote an article on a source called babe.net. Anonymously, and I'm always like, okay, you know, I'm always on the side of the victims, right? So I try to tread this very lightly, but our hypothesis, especially at that time, was that where there's smoke, there's fire. So you get one allegation, and then all these allegations flood in, and they're all, you know, a majority of them are very credible. We had one allegation by someone anonymous on babe.net, and nobody else said boo. That is insane. I think he brings a totally different dynamic to that entire discussion.
I think that's important to have that involved, because then people can have discernment. They can say you can't lump everybody together. You can't put an Aziz Ansari next to a Harvey Weinstein. You gotta have discernment. You can't read a headline and just quickly cancel someone. That's not right. That's not fair.
Sam, people on the internet don't have a lot of time for nuance. But I wish that you were correct.
But Kevin Hart would be good in that club.
Kevin Hart would be great.
He's canceled?
He's got enough going on.
He had, of course, but he had to go through it. Well, I don't think he'd ever do it.
For
but he had to go
tweets.
through it when he lost the Oscars hosting gig. He had to go through it.
I'm like, I want to be that kind of canceled.
I know.
Because Kevin is booked and busy.
Capital One commercial canceled.
Booked and busy.
All right, so Dolly Parton had a special surprise for her husband's birthday. Get this, Dolly recreated her iconic 1978 Playboy cover. Dolly had previously mentioned that she wanted to pose on the cover when she turned 75. But since Playboy doesn't put out magazines anymore, she decided to recreate the shoot as a present to her husband, Carl. Take a look.
I did a little photo shoot in this little outfit, and I had a cover made of the new Dolly, or the old new Dolly. And in the first one, see, remember this? I was kind of a little butterball in that one. Well, I'm string cheese now. But he'll probably think I'm cream cheese, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to surprise him, going in singing to him in my little bunny suit. So what do you think?
It looks like she's teaching him to read with Playboy covers. Why was she leaning in like that? That was very weird.
She was showing
that was not sexy at all.
Like, ew, Albert.
That wasn't the way she was like slamming it in his face.
Oh, I'm sorry. You saw a still photograph, but you can't understand.
He looked like he was trying to watch TV.
Erica.
He was not. That man was not trying to watch TV.
Erica, would you sit in that chair if you're trying to get hot and bothered? That was a television fireplace chair, and you know it.
She was presenting him with the photo where he was.
Well, then back up a foot.
Al, you are missing the point. You have missed. Here's the point, and you're way over here.
I'm going to take Al's side on this one, of course. Yes. Al, I'm going to back you up with this. Why are you showing a photo when you're wearing the outfit?
So he can hang it up in his office. You don't think that's a beautiful gesture?
What do you mean? Walk in and say, check this outfit out. Not like, check this outfit out.
How about she did do that? We don't know. You guys are speculating based on...
Can we pull the picture up again?
Okay.
Look how close she is to it. Like,
how do you...
No.
You know what? Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. This woman is 75 years old, recreating a photo from what, 40 years ago. She looks damn good. Her husband clearly has it for her. She has it for him. That's the type of life I want to live at 75 years old.
You can't even see his face. He's sitting with his head to the back like he's a
You want to know how I know, Al? Because I know that type of long-standing love. You can notice it. You always see it when you see it.
You saw all that from the back of his head?
I did. I sure did.
For him to spin around and have
I felt it in my heart and in my soul.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I bet you didn't think that story was going there.
And shout out to Dolly. We love that.
Yeah, speaking of
there you go.
Okay,
Sam, is that a little close?
But why are you covering up how you look with a photo?
Can I please just say something? You guys are assuming that that's all that happened. You don't think that maybe... This is Dolly Parton. This is a performer. She's smart as hell. She's gorgeous. You don't think that she came out, maybe did a little song and dance first, then said, oh, by the way, I have this? Please. You think she just came out stomping and was like...
I mean, well, that's
really,
I can only go by what we saw.
Oh,
and
Albert.
She would look.
Then you know you need to be a little bit more creative.
Back up 6 inches,
You need to be
Dolly.
a little bit more creative.
I love Dolly. I'm just saying it was a strange photo.
She came out in a song and dance, and I guarantee it was seductive because she's a performer.
It was like 2 in the afternoon. It wasn't even a sexy time. It was like in between golf.
Whatever,
Sexy
Al.
time can't be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Boring.
Yeah. You know what, Al? Don't do it. Don't do it. Making fun ain't funny.
Yeah, that's a Dolly Parton
That's a throwback
song.
to season 2.
Yep, and that is a Dolly Parton song. Okay. Speaking of love, Gwen Stefani, my girl, still has that just married glow about her. Gwen married Blake Shelton in a small romantic ceremony earlier this month at his ranch in Oklahoma.
Picture.
Gwen gushed about married life on the Tell Me About It with Jade Iovine podcast. Have a listen.
Congratulations to
Thank
start.
you. I know, total honeymoon vibes right now. It's
Oh my
like,
God, are you blissed out? Are you so happy?
Yeah, it was literally one of the greatest moments of my life, obviously.
Oh, in the photos, I died. So we want to know, how long does that honeymoon phase typically last? What do you think, Jeff?
Before the honeymoon's over? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. The honeymoon phase is kind of like, you know, I don't know.
There is a time where I think the honeymoon phase
I didn't even go on
ending.
a honeymoon. How about that?
What?
No. I got married at the courthouse and back to business.
Oh my gosh, you need to go on a honeymoon. It really does make a difference. I remember Mark and I, so I was someone that always was really like, I don't want to get my hair wet because I love a good blowout. I remember, and I'm not, this is not graphic, but Mark and I were in a shower together, and he took the shower head and he got my hair wet. And I started laughing. He goes, oh my gosh, you're just so different now that we're married. Because I wasn't as uptight. Because it's a thing. Like, once we said our vows, even though Mark and I had been together for 6+ years before our vows, once we said our vows, for like a few weeks, it felt brand new again, including me even letting the hair get wet.
Wow, that is deep, because, you know, Sam's hair is her superpower.
It is.
I think it's when you start living together. When you start living together, like when you're going out on Friday night dates, you can make sure you're perfect, eyebrows, car's clean. But when you live together, you see somebody on a Tuesday morning brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
That's when like the kind of facade goes away and you're like, oh, they're a person. What's that look for, Erica?
Tell us, Erica, about your honeymoon
I don't
vibes.
agree. I think that you can keep some pretty intense honeymoon vibes until the kids come.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Until you have to take care of somebody with the stomach flu. Like once you have to do the like real life stuff,
I don't think that kills the honeymoon. I mean, a lot of people go places where they have, get a little sick on the honeymoon.
That's
that
true.
doesn't kill the honeymoon.
You ain't been to.
What?
Look.
Jeez, so someone gets sick in your life
happen.
and all of a sudden there's no more romance?
It's CVS at 2 in the morning for another thing of Pepto.
You've never heard of in sickness and in health? That's all part of the romance
it doesn't
package.
say sickness and sickness is health is sexy. It's beautiful.
So your honeymoon phase completely ends because something happened?
Yes, you're no longer this image of perfection. You are a regular human being that this person's not looking at.
Who's been dating somebody perfect?
When you first meet somebody, that's all people say is,
but
girl,
not
he's
when you're
perfect.
getting married. When you get married, you know damn well neither one of y'all are perfect.
Because you live together.
And you can still have the honeymoon phase.
But that goes away.
You are, man.
You don't have to have it go away. You're going to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
A seminar at Goop? Like, it doesn't have to go away. You live your truth. Stop it. We're all human beings. It's going to go away after a while.
No, it's not.
You can still be in love.
I hope this conversation goes away quick because everyone else has.
Yeah, we do have people leaving the room.
Yes, they're gone.
Coming up on DBL, gold medalist Dara Torres, our interview with the superstar swimmer, coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Doug.
DBL is back with all new shows live.
Are you
This
using
is
Liberty
where
Mutual's
I'm gonna
coverage
push back.
customizer tool?
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on this show
Well, since you
and not
asked,
say anything.
declines
If you
discounts
disagree
and
with us,
policy recommendations.
that's A-OK.
So you only pay for what you
DBL,
need.
all new every day.
You're an animal.
Happy Wednesday. It's Kelly
now?
Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Thanks for joining us today. Let's continue the conversation. We have a comment come in. One of the comments said, no wonder Al is single.
Yeah, look, I'm not. But even if I were, I don't think I just think it's okay to look at people as evolved creatures that aren't perfect and necessarily sexy all the time.
As you blot your face to get your oil off.
Yes, because I'm on television and my face was shining.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's a bad thing when I think the honeymoon has its time and place, but like you have a honeymoon period for your house. But like after a couple
You do feel
years,
different when you say your vows, though. I remember, and it does fade. It doesn't mean that you can't spice things up later on. But I remember, for the first couple weeks,
Did you like a little jolt?
it was like, oh, a total jolt.
Yeah.
I was like I said, I felt like I was dating again.
Yeah.
Let the hair get wet.
The butterflies.
Yep, the butterflies, and then it fades. But then you got to do other
you're
things.
agreeing with me now that we're not on TV.
No, you got to do other things. I said to keep the fire ignited.
You don't have to do that on a honeymoon because the fire is ignited.
That's what I said.
So once the fire goes out, I'm saying you're no longer the honnemon phase.
No,
you're now in the let's keep the fire going phase.
Sweat up here.
Yes. So I agree, Erica. Will you just admit that I was right?
No, because you weren't.
The honeymoon phase does not
He's
last
not
forever,
right.
or they wouldn't
He's not
call it
right.
phase.
Al has been a joy killer all day today.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's like Joy needs to just hide because Al is on the prowl.
Photo that Dolly was shoving in his face.
Joy killer.
Erica, was it a little close?
Joy killer. See, Al needs to learn that words have power, okay? So if you speak in positive ways, positive things come your way.
No one.
Joy killer.
Everybody likes joy killers. That's why stand-up
Nobody
comedy.
likes a joy killer.
TBL Nation, do you like joy killers? Let us know. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. In just 48 hours, are you guys ready? The world's best will take the stage in Tokyo. So to get ready, we're chatting with former medalists to reminisce about their past glory. In today's Beyond the Medal series, we chat with swimming legend Dara Torres. Take a look. Dara Torres.
Her accomplishments on the world stage are staggering. Dara Torres is one of the most decorated female athletes of all time, appearing in the Summer Games 5 times and walking away with an astonishing 12 medals. Her first appearance at the Games happened at age 17, and her last was at the ripe young age of 41, making her the oldest athlete to represent the United States.
the epitome of a fearless swimmer, breaking boundaries left and right. She's also one of my personal heroes while I swam. Dara Torres, welcome to DBL.
Yes. Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
We are so grateful to have you here. Now, aside from being known as a 12-time Summer Games medalist, also a former world-ranked swimmer, you're also known as the Oldish, which became a global headline for the 2008 Summer Games. How did that title make you feel back then?
You know what? It actually invigorated me because the more people said I was so old and couldn't do it, the more it lit a fire under me and made me want to show them that they were wrong. So if anything, if they thought like talking negative about me would, you know, sort of put me in my hole, it didn't. It just made me want to train harder and swim faster to show them that, you know, age is just a number. It doesn't matter how old you are. So it actually worked to my advantage.
That's championship mindset. I don't have that. That's why I'm not a champion.
You couldn't even get to the word championship.
I know.
You would have like gone to a corner and hid.
Just shivering and rocking back and forth. That's all I would have done. All right, I want to ask you this. Less than 2 years before your 5th appearance at the Games, you had your daughter, Tessa. Why did you want to get into the pool after her birth? Why was that so important?
Well, I actually was in the pool before her birth because I was trying to go to a gym to work out, but I would go to a gym and just get sick, and people would be looking at me like, ew, like, what are you doing out here? You're sick. And I had morning sickness my whole entire pregnancy.
Lord.
So my thought process is, wait, you know, I haven't been in the pool for 5 years. If I go to a pool, I get sick in the gutter, keep swimming, and it's no problem. So that's how I kind of got back swimming, just for exercise. And then one thing kind of led to another. I swam in a swim meet 3 weeks after I had her and did okay. And then swam in another meet a couple months later and qualified for the Olympics. So people are like, oh, you should do this to represent, you know, the middle-aged people. And I'm like, okay. And it's not like a light bulb went off and I was thinking about it for months. It was just sort of the peer pressure of people my age wanted me to do it.
She went to the Olympics at 41. Al,
I'm sitting here and I'm almost.
I mean, we know she went 5 times.
Upset
but
because I'm thinking about all the people on social media that would like humble brag that they got VIP for their birthday at the Cheesecake Factory, and she's like, oh, you know, yeah, I qualified for the Olympics right after I had a baby. Yeah.
For the 5th time.
She casually mentioned it. You are an amazing human. You attended the Summer Games 5 times, but is there one year that you cherish more than the others, or are they like your kids? Like you love them all equally?
I feel like at 41, even though I didn't really get to see Beijing and tour around because I swam my races, I went to the Great Wall one day and then I flew home to see my daughter because I hadn't seen her in 6 weeks. Those were really my favorite games because I could appreciate it so much more. I could appreciate the workers who were there, you know, spending hours volunteering and working, and knowing that I have a daughter at home that's waiting for me to come home. There was just something that I knew that at some point in my life and in her life, I can share that experience with her, knowing that I went through 2 years of training, trying to be a mom, balancing being a mom and training for the Olympic Games. So I would say my last Olympics were probably the most special to me. It wasn't about winning medals or breaking records. It was the journey that got me there.
Wow. So substantive. Amazing. So for a couple years now, you have been a spokesperson for Canai Brands, a CBD wellness line. You've said that these products have been a game changer for your health. What are your thoughts on the recent Sha'Carri Richardson suspension for marijuana use?
It's tough because as an athlete, and I know she goes to LSU, and so when you're in college, they come and they school you about what you can and can't do, what you can and can't take. And so you know as an athlete that you're not supposed to take certain things. Do I think that marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug? Absolutely not. Do I think that maybe they should go through some of the drugs that are on the list and maybe redo them and take some off? Absolutely. But she knew that this was a banned substance, and she did it before Olympic trials. So I have to go with the decision that they made to not put her on the team. I do agree with the decision, but I do also agree that maybe they should go through the list and take some of those off.
Wow. We appreciate the thoughtful answer, Dara. All right, so to our DBL Nation, you can find out more about Canai Brands by visiting their website. I have a feeling if Dara's involved, you know that it'll go gold immediately.
Exactly. To have these products that I'm representing, that you know that they're vegan, they're healthy, there's no THC in them. I think there's a big misconception out there about CBD and THC, and people don't want to take it. But if you have an all-natural product and you don't want to take painkillers and you want to take something that's going to, help you if you have aches and pains, why not do it the all-natural way?
And to our viewers, you can find out more about Canine Brands by visiting their website. Dara, it's been a childhood dream to speak with you today. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dara.
We'll be right back. Bye, Dara.
We all know that
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. So scam calls for sweepstakes are on the rise and older people are being targeted. So did you know that the average dollar amount a person 55 and older gets scammed out of is $900 a year? That's a lot of money. The Georgia State Attorney's Office said they received 20,000 scam calls a year. And the problem is only getting worse, especially on cell phones. So protect yourself, protect your family members. Don't fall victim to these scams. Your best bet is don't answer calls if you don't recognize the caller. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You can actually go, I don't know on other providers, but like on my iPhone, you can silence calls that are not in your address book. And I've done that, and it's fantastic. Fantastic.
I'd be a little worried about that because sometimes, like, you get phone calls from your agent from a different line. But yeah,
well, when they leave a voicemail, you can call them back.
I don't check my voicemail ever.
You don't?
But never.
Oh.
I always feel like it's bad news. But I was going to say, no matter how tech savvy you are.
So the bad news doesn't happen if you don't hear about it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Ignorance is bliss, Erica.
It's called living in an alternate reality.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources, a NASA spokesperson, and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Tomorrow on DBL, our Beyond the Medal series continues with Amy Van Dyken, her road to gold and overcoming adversity after a paralyzing ATV accident. Plus, William Shatner will be here live. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Very exciting. Welcome back to DBL. We gotta give a big DBL shout out to the Bucks. They won the NBA championship last night. For the first time in 50 years, tens of thousands of Milwaukee fans took to the streets to celebrate the big win. And check out MVP Giannis, who put up 50 points in the game. He was so blown away by the win, he had to take a seat after the final buzzer. And of course, our executive producer over there he is.
Yes.
Big Milwaukee Bucks fan, born and raised in Milwaukee, right, Chris?
What's that?
You were born and raised there.
Yes, my parents are there. They watched the game last night. Want to give a shout out to them. It was a great night.
It was a good game. So you're known to like really predict who wins. Like you have a good history when you bet on basketball. I can say that, right?
Probably not, but okay. I don't know if you can talk about that, but
it depends on what cycle it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Did you predict this?
I did okay. Yeah, so yeah, but it was, I was surprised that Phoenix kind of fell apart at the end, but shout out, I like the small market teams, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm feeling.
It's good for the city, 50 years, 50 was the number. Giannis scored 50 points last night. Great performance, well deserved.
Yeah, shout out to Milwaukee.
All right, DBL's new every day. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Delta variant drives a surge in coronavirus cases worldwide. Is it time to start wearing masks again? Air rage is on the rise, with brawls taking over flights. The self-defense moves workers are having to learn to take down out-of-control passengers. In today's True Crime Chronicles, a man confesses to the murders of at least 2 women in Pennsylvania, but is he actually an international serial killer?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And our Beyond the Medal series continues with swim star Dara Torres.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, July 21st. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started because the Delta variant is getting super serious. The CDC is now saying it accounts for a whopping 83% of new COVID infections. Now, some experts are saying it is time to mask up yet again, even if you are vaccinated. Check out this clip from Anderson Cooper.
You know, I know that if you're fully vaccinated like you and I are, our risk of both getting sick and transmitting it to our children is low. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of infection, or if you're worried about that risk of transmission, then wearing a mask, especially in indoor settings when you go out, is the right thing to do. That's what I do.
Wow. Well, listen, we've gone through a lot over the last year and a half. Right? I feel like that I acclimated to masking, and then being here in this studio, since we're all vaccinated, I've acclimated to not masking. Are you ready to mask up again?
Well, I was in LA this weekend, and at midnight on Sunday morning, the mask mandate went into effect indoors. So, like, literally, we went up in the elevator on Saturday night, and we didn't have to wear a mask, and we came back down, and we had to wear a mask.
Wow.
So, we've been traveling, so I'm used to that, but I would wear a mask in certain situations anyway.
Even outside?
Well, I guess it would depend on what the situation is, but yeah, I still am wearing masks more than I'm not wearing masks.
Yeah, my thing is like, we don't know. In our next story has Fox News, that was CNN. And if you listen to one, you hear one thing. If you listen to the other, you hear another. It's like, I thought you couldn't catch COVID if you were outside and something to do with the UV rays and it couldn't spread. So what are the facts? I don't know the facts still. We're a year and a half into this, and one person's telling one thing and another person's telling another, and somehow it got politicized even though Donald Trump got vaccinated. I'm so confused about what the truth is.
Well, I mean, look, Jeff, this is not only where we are, but like we need to think about this in like how we look at history. Like this is a brand new thing that we're dealing with. Obviously, we dealt a little bit with this with H1N1, so we were kind of on second base when we started to try and find a cure, but we're just figuring this out. So I think that a lot of that ignorance on all of our parts was used against us because they go, oh, well, we don't know. Where do you wear it outside? Can you kiss your partner? And I think maybe the scientific community would have been better off saying we're not sure yet. But I think that's the honest answer.
I know, but we do know enough from our doctors,
we know a
right?
lot.
So I encourage everybody to please just talk to your doctors. We always have Dr. Coley on. She has addressed time and time and time again what we do know, at least right now, that this has become a pandemic for the unvaccinated. Sure, there are a handful, very small number of breakthrough cases with people who are vaccinated, but those individuals are showing asymptomatic symptoms. They're not being hospitalized. 99% of the patients right now with COVID in the ICU are the unvaccinated. unvaccinated. So there's some statistics right there to hopefully give you some a sobering wherewithal to say, okay, maybe I had some things wrong. Let me go consult with my doctor and have that conversation with them, because there is so much misinformation, to Jeff's point, and a lot of fear-mongering. So speaking of that, Fox News has been one of the biggest platforms for skeptics and even critics of the COVID vaccine, some even spreading misinformation. But now Fox is changing its tune. Check out this clip from Fox and Friends.
People who are pregnant are reluctant to get it before the baby comes, and so there are people. But everybody else, if you have the chance, get the shot.
But if
It'll
you
save
don't,
your life.
Well,
so even more surprising to some was what Sean Hannity had to say about the vaccine on his show earlier this week. Take a look.
Please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died. We don't need any more deaths. Research like crazy. Talk to your doctor, your doctors, medical professionals you trust. And it absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science of vaccination.
Wow. So what do you think about this, Al? I mean, your eyes, you looked shocked.
What? Did we doctor that footage?
No.
I mean,
why do you think the change of tune? Because we actually have proof now
because
that the
their viewers are dying, Sam. That's why. They tried to win an election by going the other way with whatever they thought the left was going with, and they convinced them not to get the vaccine. And now a large portion of their base that depends on them, that responsibility, that these people are looking to you to help them get through life, and you give them like advice that you're not taking yourself, because that Fox and Friends clips, they wouldn't have been sitting that close if they weren't vaccinated. And Trump, he got vaccinated. There was a picture of his daughter getting vaccinated.
Tucker Carlson got vaccinated.
Yes, but now
Laura Ingraham.
Yes, and it's so interesting how they pushed this on so many people that they knew weren't going to get the cocktail that the former president got when he got COVID, and it was very bad. There's a lot of articles about how bad it was for him. But it's just amazing that, is it better late than never? Yes, but it's just like...
No, that's unacceptable. It's actually pretty criminal, because for the amount of people who watch these shows and depend on these people religiously, you best believe there are people who absolutely did not get the vaccine because they heard it from one of these sources. And the idea that they're going to come back and then backtrack after they were vaccinated, I'm always looking at what people are doing, never what they're saying. I very seldom trust what anybody tells me at any time. I'm always paying attention to how you move. And they've been moving completely in conflict with what they've been saying. So always pay attention to the way people move, because they'll tell you everything about them.
Well, I think what unites us all, right? We all have friends or family members that are unvaccinated for a variety of different reasons. It could be from misinformation. It could be because they're too young, autoimmune compromised. My brother-in-law, Eric, recently had a double lung transplant. He can't get vaccinated. So it's that much more important for all of us to protect, to have a herd immunity, to protect. I don't want our viewers to think this is a you're right, I'm wrong conversation. I want them to listen and to know that, at least coming from me, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of you, we want you to be protected. I don't want anybody out there to go through what my family went through. And to your point, Erica, about the unvaccinated maybe feeling regretful, I talked to an ICU doctor yesterday, and I asked her that very question, what's going on the ICU floor right now? And she said that every single one of her patients that have COVID are unvaccinated, and every single one of them begged her before they were placed on a ventilator, the ones that had to be, begged her for the vaccine. And she had to look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I can't. This is your hope right now, a ventilator. And I just want people to know 4 million people have died in this world. Many more have been placed on a ventilator. And if you don't know what a ventilator looks like, if you don't know what an ECMO machine, she said she had 2 patients she had to place on ECMO, which is a life support. You don't want to go through that. You have to call your loved one and you have to say goodbye to them, because they get sedated to a point of being in a coma. So I have a picture here, very emotional, very personal. My sister and her husband, Eric, my brother-in-law, Eric Dellenbach, okayed me showing this picture. So for 4 months, my sister would have to call Eric. He doesn't, hopefully he heard her. He doesn't remember. He's alive now. But there she is in the corner in complete anguish, talking to her husband, not knowing if she's ever going to see him again personally, not knowing if she's ever going to hear her voice, not knowing if he's ever going to go home to their 2 kids again. That's the reality of so many people right now. So if you don't believe in COVID. If you don't think it can happen to you, I'm telling you, as a cautionary tale, it can happen to you. Eric had no underlying conditions, healthy as can be, placed on that ventilator. Thank God he is okay, and I say that with a grain of salt, given the fact that he's been in the hospital for 7.5, 8 months now, and still in the hospital. But I just really want us to all be on board here, and please talk to your doctors. Please consider your family, consider yourself. Your life is worth it, please. And we'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
Whether it's a last-second bake sale,
DBL is back with all new shows live, and this is where I'm going to push back.
I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on the show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Hi DBL Nation, it's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Thanks for joining us today. It's a very emotional day here at Daily Blast Live. If you were watching the show earlier, you did see that photo of Eric. I got very moved during that. We've all been following his story. I know a lot of you guys have too. He is still in the hospital. It's been 7.5, 8 months. It's been a long time. A lot of us have been following his story, but just keep praying, just keep wishing him the best because he will get through this. But to Sam's point, he was a surfer. He was an athlete. He had no underlying conditions. So basically the point of this is it could happen to anyone. It could happen to any of us. So we just want you to be protected. But of course, please speak with your doctor. We will have Dr. Coley on later this week. She can talk more about this with us during the live breaks. So please stay tuned for that. But anyway, DBL Nation, let us know how you're doing today. I'm having an off day myself. I don't know why. I'm just having an off day. It's just a weird day. So let me know how you're feeling. We'd love to hear from you. Ira, how's your day?
I'm having a great day.
Hey, I like to hear that.
It's always off to
It
everybody.
is back to work, guys, so let us know what you're thinking today, how you're feeling, what you thought of that first block. We've got more good stories coming up after the break, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Can we just take a moment to talk about all the air rage going on? The FAA is sounding the alarm, saying there's been more than 100 in-flight incidents in just the past week. Can you believe that? Including this incident on a Frontier flight. Take a look.
Yeah, don't get in the middle of that. Don't just call the cops. Don't get in the middle of that, Sharon. I'm about to break it up.
Hey, you gotta break it up right now. I'm gonna have security come beat this aircraft.
Wow, if you saw me turning, I was watching footage over here of that fight. Unbelievable. Now, some cabin crew are being taught fighting moves to take down unruly passengers, like the double ear slap, the eye poke, and the groin kick. They shouldn't have to be doing this. Are you kidding me? They're there not to serve you drinks. They're there not to break up your fight. They're there to save your life. That's what the flight crew is there. God forbid something happened on that plane. What are you thinking?
What, is this the martial arts of the Three Stooges?
I mean, really?
You're going to eye poke them? And like,
you got to block it?
But yeah, like, what are you talking about? Listen, this is definitely not a flight attendant's job to seduce somebody. But it is in people's interests if you want. One of my best friends growing up in the world does martial arts. He's taught me some protective moves if I ever need it.
The one that I met?
Yeah.
Love him.
Tony. So he taught me a long time ago.
He taught me some things too, remember?
Yeah, he's good at that. So I know a couple moves. Like I would never, first of all, getting in a fist fight, I mean, what are you going to do? We want to subdue somebody. And I think now more than ever, people are trained like that, and people do want to subdue that situation. It's, do I want to go and choke some lady out on an airplane without me getting in trouble for it?
And here's the thing, too. What we're not talking about is what has happened in this, like, in interpersonal communication in general. I mean, you have people who are so far gone, feeling like they have nothing to lose. When you get into a fight on an airplane, when you don't have the presence of mind to think like, oh, do I like traveling on cargo ships and driving across the country, you're gone. That means that you have nothing to lose. So, of course, people are going completely crazy.
Why do you think that is?
That's why I always say you don't get into fights, because people who fight have nothing to lose, okay? They will take you down with them, and then they'll sue you for everything that you have. It's insane.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, you have people who are feeling like, you know, their lives are in an uproar. They're in their major setback season. They don't care anyway. And a lot of these people are doing it in front of their children. I mean, you see that child on the plane, like, that is traumatic. So there's really no reasoning in trying to make sense out of nonsense, because this is absolute nonsense.
Right, but why are we seeing an uptick in this? Is it because people are feeling unhinged because of the pandemic? Is it because there's, you would say, entitlement?
I would definitely say entitlement. I think a lot of people feel entitlement if they're placed on the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, their whole life. Now is the time where they could rise up and they have that excuse. That's just me.
Yeah, I think social media over the course of the last 15 years has shown people that they're on the bottom of the totem pole, like seeing other people's lives. And I think now we're seeing this, because I've been traveling almost every week for 15 years, and it has never been like this. This is a different situation we're dealing with. I think people are pent up from the pandemic. I think this country is very divided, whether we want to discuss it or not. And I think that last one was about racism. So I don't know if training a 59-year-old flight attendant to be a UFC fighter is the move, but we need to do something.
Well said.
A Three Stooges.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, give me some real moves.
Good old eye poke.
What's wrong with the arm bar?
Coming up on DBL is Harold Hallman, an international serial killer. The clues investigators are putting together in today's True Crime Chronicles.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. He went from murder suspect to suspected serial killer. Harold Hallman's violent history is now back in the spotlight. Could he be linked to another disappearance? Here's the latest on DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Harold Hallman, known to many as Dave, is a 43-year-old with a lengthy criminal past. In June 2018, That's when 25-year-old Tiana Phillips disappeared in Berwick, Pennsylvania. She told friends her boyfriend Harold was supposed to pick her up that night. Tiana was never seen again, and her case went cold. Fast forward to December 2020. Erica Schultz vanishes. The 26-year-old was autistic and had the mental capacity of a 13-year-old. After being reported missing, police tracked her cell phone records and found multiple calls and texts between Harold and her. Once caught, he confessed to beating and killing Erica in the woods. While awaiting trial for the murder of Erica Schultz, police linked and charged Harold to Tiana Phillips' case from 2018, in big part thanks to Harold's wife, who confessed she knew her husband killed Tiana. While recording his confession to those two crimes, Harold mentioned the name Ashley Parlier, a 21-year-old woman from Michigan.
The case ended up going cold, and she was never located or heard from.
Ashley disappeared back in 2005 after getting into an argument with family.
She didn't want to admit that she was pregnant, so she got angry and walked off.
Harold had met his other two victims through online dating, but how did he know Ashley?
My parents didn't have a computer in 2005. She could have been online, but it wasn't at our home.
The girls had similar characteristics. Like Erica, Ashley also had autism.
If you were nice to her, she just assumed you were a nice person. She just didn't really get that there could be evil.
Could Harold be tied to Ashley's disappearance?
I want any of his victims to come to light because I don't want any other family to go through what we went through for 16 years.
And could there be more victims?
And earlier, Jeff and Lindsay spoke with a reporter who's working on this case. Take a look.
We are here with reporter Marshall Keeley from WNEP in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Marshall, so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Now let's dive right into the background of Harold Hallman. Who is he? And it's kind of crazy. What type of person does it take to commit these crimes?
Yeah, well, Harold Hallman was a long-haul trucker in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, which is just north of Harrisburg, the state capital. He had gotten into relationships online through some online dating platforms with two women who he was ultimately charged with their murders. He took them into the woods, followed them, and hit them over the head with a hammer in one case, slashed their throats, left their bodies there. It's tough to say what kind of person could potentially do this.
Now, Harold was already accused of 2 murders, and now he's facing new murder charges in connection with the 2018 disappearance of Tiana Phillips. How did the police connect this all back to him?
When police dug more into this, they questioned him further and then questioned his wife at the time, who then led them to this note that she had written, or that he had written to her, basically describing the way in which he had killed Tiana Phillips in 2018. His wife then visited that murder site with Harold Hallman and actually was there when he went into the woods and recovered some of the remains of Tiana Phillips and took them in a trash bag and then tossed them in a dumpster behind a movie theater on the way home. Once they had the wife and once they questioned her and got this note basically confessing to this murder, they knew they had their man.
Wow, so as crazy as this story is, Marshall, a lot of people are now saying Harold could be an international serial killer and police are looking into other cases. Do you think he could be connected to even more?
He's also been connected to an individual back in the late 90s. He was actually convicted of manslaughter in Germany, the manslaughter of a U.S. colonel's son when he was over there. There's another case in Battle Creek, Michigan from 2005, a woman named Ashley Marie Parlier. She went missing back in 2005 from her home, was never seen again. After Hallman mentioned Parlier's name during questioning with Pennsylvania police, they got in contact with Battle Creek, Michigan officers who then triangulated a search area and have been looking for several times, have now looked for the remains of Ashley Marie Parlier, where Hallman said she may be. So this is, by all means, this story is not over. There could be many more people, but as I said, he is now at least linked to 4 deaths.
Thank you so much, Marshall. And to learn more about this case, please visit WNEP.com. This story is also the subject of a new podcast episode. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, thank you so much, Marshall.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
It's so easy.
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources? A NASA spokesperson and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
So, you know, a lot of our viewers are writing in their own personal stories about COVID and the vaccine. And Tanya just wrote in on Facebook, my brother has been in the ICU for 34 days, and today they will be removing him from the ventilator and allowing him to die. He felt that since he got a slight case of COVID last year, that he was protected and did not need the vaccination. He did not get it, and now he's going to die. This is my brother. Tanya, that is real, that is vulnerable. I'm so sorry. We are so sorry. Our hearts are with you, but thank you for sharing that story. We have much more coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Alan, Erica. Let's get started. So Kersey says she plans to mind her own business from now on. Kersey was spotted by TMZ cameras out and about in LA and was asked about being in the so-called cancel club following her online bullying scandal. Watch. Wow. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of reality, which I'm not surprised. Of course, there's going to be a cancel club reality show. Who else do you think should be in that cancel club?
I mean, I think about, because I go back to when Trump was still in office, Kathy Griffin really got herself in trouble with that picture of a beheaded president, which was over the line. Doll, excuse me, yes. And because of that, she said that the Secret Service was on her. She was on a no-fly list. And, you know, it was and she got really removed from society. Her dates got canceled for stand-up. So she's already had that kind of tongue-in-cheek life on the D-list kind of vibe, like I'm used to being a D-list celebrity. So I think she's kind of used to this kind of low-budget kind of TV show.
Almost surreal life.
Yeah, surreal life kind of thing. Like I'm used to being kind of the goofy one.
I could definitely see this being a real show.
Who else do you think
like
would join the cast?
Listen, I don't know who else would join. I have a couple people, but I know who could host this show.
Who?
Chris Harrison. Oh. There you go. Not only hosts, he sits in on the sessions, right?
Yes.
He brings an audience with him.
No, well, he can be on the show, but he can't host the show.
Yes, he can.
He
ding,
can't
ding,
host.
Ding. It's time to get yelled at, everybody. Let's sit down. And then he sits down.
Erica, who do you think would join the cast?
I think definitely Aziz.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. I mean, that's still insane to me that someone anonymously wrote an article on a source called babe.net. Anonymously, and I'm always like, okay, you know, I'm always on the side of the victims, right? So I try to tread this very lightly, but our hypothesis, especially at that time, was that where there's smoke, there's fire. So you get one allegation, and then all these allegations flood in, and they're all, you know, a majority of them are very credible. We had one allegation by someone anonymous on babe.net, and nobody else said boo. That is insane. I think he brings a totally different dynamic to that entire discussion.
I think that's important to have that involved, because then people can have discernment. They can say you can't lump everybody together. You can't put an Aziz Ansari next to a Harvey Weinstein. You gotta have discernment. You can't read a headline and just quickly cancel someone. That's not right. That's not fair.
Sam, people on the internet don't have a lot of time for nuance. But I wish that you were correct.
But Kevin Hart would be good in that club.
Kevin Hart would be great.
He's canceled?
He's got enough going on.
He had, of course, but he had to go through it. Well, I don't think he'd ever do it. But he had to go through it when he lost the Oscars hosting gig. He had to go through it.
I'm like, I want to be that kind of canceled.
I know.
Because Kevin is booked and busy.
Capital One commercial canceled.
Booked and busy.
All right, so Dolly Parton had a special surprise for her husband's birthday. Get this, Dolly recreated her iconic 1978 Playboy cover. Dolly had previously mentioned that she wanted to pose on the cover when she turned 75. But since Playboy doesn't put out magazines anymore, she decided to recreate the shoot as a present to her husband, Carl. Take a look.
I did a little photo shoot in this little outfit, and I had a cover made of the new Dolly, or the old new Dolly. And in the first one, see, remember this? I was kind of a little butterball in that one. Well, I'm string cheese now. But he'll probably think I'm cream cheese, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to surprise him, going in singing to him in my little bunny suit. So, what do you think?
It looks like she's teaching him to read with Playboy covers. Why was she leaning in like that? That was very weird.
She was showing
that was not sexy at all.
Like, ew, Albert.
That wasn't the way she was like slamming it in his face.
Oh, I'm sorry. You saw a still photograph, but you can't understand.
He looked like he was trying to watch TV.
Erica.
He was not. That man was not trying to watch TV.
Erica, would you sit in that chair if you're trying to get hot and bothered? That was a television fireplace chair, and you know it.
She was presenting him with the photo where he
then
was.
Back up a foot.
Al, you are missing the point. You have missed. Here's the point, and you're way over here.
I'm going to take Al's side on this one, of course. Yes. Al, I'm going to back you up with this. Why are you showing a photo when you're wearing the outfit?
So he can hang it up in his office. You don't think that's a beautiful
What do you
gesture?
mean? Walk in and say, check this outfit out. Not like, check this outfit out.
How about she did do that? We don't know. You guys are speculating
Can we
based
pull the
on.
picture up again?
Okay.
Look how close she is to it. Like,
How do you?
No.
You know what? Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. This woman is 75 years old, recreating a photo from what, 40 years ago. She looks damn good. Her husband clearly has it for her. She has it for him. That's the type of life I want to live at 75 years old.
You can't even see his face. He's sitting with his head to the back like he's a
You want to know how I know, Al? Because I know that type of long-standing love. You can notice it. You always see it when you see it.
You saw all that from the back of his head?
I did. I sure did.
For him to spin around and have
I felt it in my heart and in my soul.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I bet you didn't think that story was going there.
And shout out to Dolly. We love that.
Yeah,
Speaking of
there you go.
Sam, is that a little close?
But why are you covering up how you look with a photo?
Can I please just say something? You guys are assuming that that's all that happened. You don't think that maybe this is Dolly Parton. This is a performer. She is smart as hell. She's gorgeous. You don't think that she came out, maybe did a little song and dance first, then said, oh, by the way, I have this? Please. You think she just came out stomping and was like,
I mean, well, that's
really,
I can only go by what we saw.
Oh,
and
Albert.
she would look.
Then you know you need to be a little bit more creative.
Back up 6 inches,
You need to be
Dolly.
a little bit more creative.
I love Dolly. I'm just saying it was a strange photo.
She came out in a song and dance, and I guarantee it was seductive because she's a performer.
It was like 2 in the afternoon. It wasn't even a sexy time. It was like in between golf.
Whatever,
Sexy
Al.
time can't be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Boring.
Yeah. You know what, Al?
Next.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Making fun ain't funny.
Yeah, that's a Dolly Parton
That's a throwback
song.
to season 2.
Yep, and that is a Dolly Parton song. Okay. Speaking of love, Gwen Stefani, my girl, still has that just married glow about her. Gwen married Blake Shelton in a small romantic ceremony earlier this month at his ranch in Oklahoma.
Picture.
Gwen gushed about married life on the Tell Me About It with Jade Iovine podcast. Have a listen.
Congratulations to
Thank
start.
you. I know, total honeymoon vibes right now. It's
Oh my
like,
God, are you blissed out? Are you so happy?
Yeah, it was literally one of the greatest moments of my life, obviously.
Oh, in the photos, I died. So we want to know, how long does that honeymoon phase typically last? What do you think, Jeff?
Before the honeymoon's over? I'm just kidding. I don't know. The honeymoon phase is kind of like, I don't know.
There is a time where I think the honeymoon phase
I didn't even go
ending.
on a honeymoon. How about that?
What?
No. I got married at the courthouse and back to business.
Oh my gosh, you need to go on a honeymoon. It really does make a difference. I remember Mark and so I was someone that always was really like, I don't want to get my hair wet because I love a good blowout. I remember, and this is not graphic, but Mark and I were in a shower together, and he took the shower head and he got my hair wet. And I started laughing. He goes, oh my gosh, you're just so different now that we're married. Because I wasn't as uptight. Because it's a thing. Like, once we said our vows, even though Mark and I had been together for 6+ years before our vows, once we said our vows, for like a few weeks, it felt brand new again, including me even letting the hair get wet.
Wow, that is deep, because Sam's hair is her superpower.
It is.
I think it's when you start living together. When you start living together, like when you're going out on Friday night dates, you can make sure you're perfect, eyebrows, car's clean. But when you live together, you see somebody on a Tuesday morning, brushing their teeth. Yeah. That's when like the kind of facade goes away and you're like, oh, they're a person. What's that look for, Erica?
Tell us, Erica, about your honeymoon
I don't
vibes.
agree. I think that you can keep some pretty intense honeymoon vibes until the kids come.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Until you have to take care of somebody with the stomach flu. Like once you have to do the like real life stuff.
I don't think that kills the honeymoon. I mean, a lot of people go places where they have, get a little sick on the honeymoon.
That's
that
true.
doesn't kill the honeymoon.
You ain't been to.
What?
Look.
Jeez. So someone gets sick in your life
happen.
and all of a sudden there's no more romance?
It's CVS at 2 in the morning for another thing of Pepto.
You've never heard of in sickness and in health? That's all part of the
sickness,
romance
it doesn't
package.
say sickness and sickness is health is sexy. It's beautiful.
So your honeymoon phase completely ends because something happens?
Yes, you're no longer this image of perfection. You are a regular human being that this person's not looking at.
Who's been dating somebody perfect?
When you first meet somebody, that's all people say is,
but
girl,
not
he's
when you're
perfect.
getting married. When you get married, you know damn well neither one of y'all are perfect.
Because you live together.
And you can still have the honeymoon phase.
But that goes away.
You are, man.
You don't have to have it go away. You're going to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
A seminar at Goop? Like, it doesn't have to go away. You live your truth. Stop it. We're all human beings. It's going to go away after a while.
No, it's not.
You can still be in love.
I hope this conversation goes away quick because everyone else has.
Yeah, we do have people leaving the room.
Yes, they're gone.
Coming up on DBL, gold medalist Dara Torres, our interview with the superstar swimmer, coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is back with all new shows live. And this is where I'm going to push back.
And I can't follow that.
I'm not going to sit on this show and not say anything.
If you disagree with us, that's A-OK. DBL, all new every day.
Happy Wednesday. It's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Thanks for joining us today. Let's continue the conversation. We had a comment come in.
Baby girl.
Al, what did that comment say? It said, no wonder Al is single?
Yep. I'm not. But even if I were, I don't think I just think it's okay to look at people as evolved creatures that aren't perfect and necessarily sexy all the time.
As you blot your face to get your oil off.
Yes, because I'm on television and my face was shining.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's a bad thing when I think the honeymoon has its time and place, but like you have a honeymoon period for your house. But like after a couple years.
You do feel different when you say your vows, though. I remember and it does fade.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that you can't spice things up later on, but I remember for the first couple weeks.
Give you a little jolt.
It was total jolt.
Yeah.
I was like I said, I felt like I was dating again.
Yeah.
Let the hair get wet.
The butterflies.
Yep, the butterflies, and then it fades, but then you got to do other things.
So you're agreeing with me now that we're not on TV?
No, you got to do other things, I said, to keep the fire ignited.
You don't have to do that on a honeymoon because the fire is ignited.
That's what I said.
So once the fire goes out, I'm saying you're no longer in the honeymoon phase.
No,
you're now in the let's keep the fire going phase.
Sweat up here.
Yes. So I agree, Erica. Will you just admit that I was right?
No, because you weren't.
The honeymoon phase does not
He's
last
not
forever,
right.
or they wouldn't
He's
call
not
it
right.
a phase.
Al has been a joy killer all day today.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's like joy needs to just hide because Al is on the prowl.
Photo that Dolly was shoving in his face.
Joy killer.
Erica, was it a little close?
Joy killer. See, Al needs to learn that words have power, okay? So if you speak in positive ways, positive things come your way.
No one wants
Joy killer.
Everybody likes joy killers. That's why stand-up
Nobody
comedy
likes a joy killer.
TBL Nation, do you like joy killers? Let us know. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. In just 48 hours, are you guys ready? The world's best will take the stage in Tokyo. So to get ready, we're chatting with former medalists to reminisce about their past glory. In today's Beyond the Medal series, we chat with swimming legend Dara Torres. Take a look. Dara Torres.
Her accomplishments on the world stage are staggering. Dara Torres is one of the most decorated female athletes of all time. appearing in the Summer Games 5 times and walking away with an astonishing 12 medals. Her first appearance at the Games happened at age 17, and her last was at the ripe young age of 41, making her the oldest athlete to represent the United States.
She is the epitome of a fearless swimmer, breaking boundaries left and right. She's also one of my personal heroes while I swam. Dara Torres, welcome to DBL.
Yes!
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
We are so grateful to have you here. Now, aside from being known as a 12-time Summer Games medalist, also a former world-ranked swimmer, you're also known as the Oldish, which became a global headline for the 2008 Summer Games. How did that title make you feel back then?
You know what? It actually invigorated me because the more people said I was so old and couldn't do it, the more it lit a fire under me and made me want to show them that they were wrong. So if anything, if they thought like talking negative about me would, you know, sort of put me in my hole, it didn't. It just made me want to train harder and swim faster to show them that, you know, age is just a number. It doesn't matter how old you are. So it actually worked to my advantage.
That's championship mindset. I don't have that. That's why I'm not a champion.
You couldn't even get to the word championship.
I know.
You would have like gone to a corner and hid.
Just shivering and rocking back and forth. That's all I would have done. All right, I want to ask you this. Less than 2 years before your 5th appearance at the Games, you had your daughter, Tessa. Why did you want to get into the pool after her birth? Why was that so important?
Well, I actually was in the pool before her birth because I was trying to go to a gym to work out, but I would go to a gym and just get sick, and people would be looking at me like, ew, like, what are you doing in here? You're sick. And I had morning sickness my whole entire pregnancy.
Lord.
So my thought process is, wait, you know, I haven't been in the pool for 5 years. If I go to a pool, I get sick in the gutter, keep swimming, and it's no problem. So that's how I kind of got back swimming, just for exercise. And then one thing kind of led to another. I swam in a swim meet 3 weeks after I had her and did okay. And then swam in another meet a couple months later and qualified for the Olympics. So people were like, oh, you should do this to represent, you know, the middle-aged people. And I'm like, okay. And it's not like a light bulb went off and I was thinking about it for months. It was just sort of the peer pressure of people my age wanted me to do it.
She went to the Olympics at 41. Al,
I'm sitting here and I'm almost.
I mean, we know she went 5 times.
Upset
but
because I'm thinking about all the people on social media that were like humble brag that they got VIP for their birthday at the Cheesecake Factory, and she's like, oh, you know, yeah, I had to qualify for the Olympics right after I had a baby. Yeah.
For the 5th time.
She casually mentioned it. You are an amazing human. You attended the Summer Games 5 times, but is there one year that you cherish more than the others, or are they like your kids? Like you love them all equally?
I feel like at 41, even though I didn't really get to see Beijing and tour around because I swam my races, I went to the Great Wall one day and then I flew home to see my daughter because I hadn't seen her in 6 weeks. Those were really my favorite games because I could appreciate it so much more. I could appreciate the workers who were there, you know, spending hours volunteering and working, and knowing that I have a daughter at home that's waiting for me to come home. There was just something that I knew that at some point in my life and in her life, I can share that experience with her, knowing that I went through 2 years of training, trying to be a mom, balancing being a mom and training for the Olympic Games. So I would say my last Olympics were probably the most special to me. It wasn't about winning medals or breaking records. It was the journey that got me there.
Wow. So substantive. Amazing. So for a couple years now, you have been a spokesperson for Can I Brands, a CBD wellness line. You've said that these products have been a game changer for your health. What are your thoughts on the recent Sha'Carri Richardson suspension for marijuana use?
It's tough because as an athlete, and I know she goes to LSU, and so when you're in college, they come and they school you about what you can and can't do, what you can and can't take. And so you know as an athlete that you're not supposed to take certain things. Do I think that marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug? Absolutely not. Do I think that maybe they should go through some of the drugs that are on the list and maybe redo them and take some off? Absolutely. But she knew that this was a banned substance, and she did it before Olympic trials. So I have to go with the decision that they made to not put her on the team. I do agree with the decision, but I do also agree that maybe they should go through the list and take some of those off.
Wow. We appreciate the thoughtful answer, Dara. All right, so to our DBL Nation, you can find out more about Can I Brands by visiting their website. I have a feeling if Dara's involved, you know that
it'll go gold immediately.
Exactly. To have these products that I'm representing, that you know that they're vegan, they're healthy, there's no THC in them. I think there's a big misconception out there about CBD and THC, and people don't want to take it. But if you have an all natural product and you don't want to take painkillers and you want to take something that's going to, help you if you have aches and pains, why not do it the all natural way?
And to our viewers, you can find out more about Canine Brands by visiting their website. Dara, it's been a childhood dream to speak with you today. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dara.
We'll be right back. Bye, Dara.
We all know that.
According to studies, we're lied to between 20 and 200 times on any given day. But what constitutes a lie? If I tell you I'm fine when I'm not, is that a lie? Is there a way to detect deception? I'm William Shatner, and I don't understand.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. So scam calls for sweepstakes are on the rise and older people are being targeted. So did you know that the average dollar amount a person 55 and older gets scammed out of is $900 a year? That's a lot of money. The Georgia State Attorney's Office said they received 20,000 scam calls a year. And the problem is only getting worse, especially on cell phones. So protect yourself, protect your family members. Don't fall victim to these scams. Your best bet is don't answer calls if you don't recognize the caller. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. You can actually go, I don't know on other providers, but like on my iPhone, you can silence calls that are not in your address book. And I've done that, and it's fantastic. Fantastic.
I'd be a little worried about that because sometimes, like, you get phone calls from your agent from a different line. But yeah,
well, when they leave a voicemail, you can call them back.
I don't check my voicemail ever.
You don't?
But never.
Oh.
I always feel like it's bad news. But I was gonna say, no matter how tech savvy you are.
So the bad news doesn't happen if you don't hear about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ignorance is bliss, Erica.
It's called living in an alternate reality.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Jeff Bezos, who heads up Blue Origin, was one of the 4 people aboard the New Shepard Tuesday. Went to outer space and back in under 11 minutes. Enough time for rumors to spread about how exactly Bezos' cosmic cruise was funded. Some suggest that taxpayers funded the mission. So let's verify. Did taxpayers fund the recent Blue Origin launch? Our sources, a NASA spokesperson, and Scott Pace, director of the Space Policy Institute at the George Washington University. He also previously served in the White House on their National Space Council, literally analyzing NASA budgets and space policy. NASA addressed this claim head on. Quote, no taxpayer dollars were used for the Blue Origin New Shepard flight today. So we can verify that this claim is false. But NASA has worked with Blue Origin in the past, like it has with lots of private companies.
Are there billions of federal dollars going into what Jeff Bezos did today? No. Has the federal government put significant amounts of money, somewhat under $1 billion, in a variety of areas for Blue Origin? Yes.
And all of those agreements are posted online, so we took a look. Blue Origin has received millions of dollars from NASA. In fiscal year 2020 alone, they got over $230 million, according to this NASA report. Most notably, Blue Origin's bid for NASA's prestigious Artemis program, which plans to send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. In April 2020, Blue Origin was among 3 companies to get a big check to move through the bidding process, a total of $967 million. A year later, they didn't get it, as was offered to SpaceX instead. Blue Origin is appealing the decision to the Government Accountability Office, and NASA says they're going to make their final decision later this summer. And why does all this matter? This is billions of taxpayer dollars that are up for grabs. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Tomorrow on DBL, our Beyond the Medal series continues with Amy Van Dyken, her road to gold and overcoming adversity after a paralyzing ATV accident. Plus, William Shatner will be here live. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Very exciting. Welcome back to DBL. We gotta give a big DBL shout out to the Bucks. They won the NBA championship last night. For the first time in 50 years, tens of thousands of Milwaukee fans took to the streets to celebrate the big win. And check out MVP Giannis, who put up 50 points in the game. He was so blown away by the win, he had to take a seat after the final buzzer. And of course, our executive producer over there he is.
Yes.
Big Milwaukee Bucks fan, born and raised in Milwaukee, right, Chris?
What's that?
You were born and raised there.
Yes, my parents are there. They watched the game last night. Want to give a shout out to them. It was a great night.
It was a good game. So you're known to like really predict who wins. Like you have a good history when you bet on basketball. I can say that, right?
Probably not, but okay.
What's wrong?
That, but
it depends on what cycle it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Did you predict this?
I did okay. Yeah, so yeah, but it was, I was surprised that Phoenix kind of fell apart at the end, but shout out, I like the small market teams, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm feeling.
It's good for the city, 50 years, 50 was the number. Giannis scored 50 points last night, great performance, well deserved.
Yeah, shout out to Milwaukee.
All right, DBL's new every day. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.